Live! Hello, friends. We are back. We are back into the world of Toril, to the continent of Faerun, and the city of Waterdeep. What? What are you laughing at?
Oh, Kristen asked for the Discord.
Oh, that's great.
Kristen.
That's so good. Get in here, can you?
This is
invite
karma. This is karma for
Oh,
your
I
call earlier,
put it
Tom.
in the chat, in the Roll20 chat. So
me? If she
everybody-
jumps in as a new person again, I don't know that she'll be in the right position. Our cameras will go wacky for a second.
That would suck.
I hope not. I hope she's in the right position. That'd be weird.
You know, anything is possible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe she's always wanted to play as Pyre.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Maybe I
I know.
Great.
I know.
Trade character sheets for a session.
I'll do it. We can do the wacky, Freaky Fridays.
Here's the weird cams.
All right, I'm getting rid of the.
It's weird.
Getting rid of the
We'll
yellow one. Boom.
Oh, yeah, I think she's in the wrong
Kristen.
spot. Alright, let me see if I can play around with it a little bit.
God.
Do I get to be Kristen? Is
You
that
are
what happens?
Kristen and
All right,
Pyre is-
Kristen. No, it's fine. Ed, it's fine. Kristen, you're playing Pyre. I'm playing Keeler.
No.
Go.
No.
Go.
No.
I can't take any more of Tom's
The
killing
darkness
voice.
is
We can't.
coming in. If only I had a fire inside.
Fire inside.
Guys, how's it going?
No. No.
Town! Oh my god.
I'm just so excited. I just want someone to be happy.
This is great. What a good interpretation. This is like almost like
No.
counseling.
Whoa.
it's great. You act out them and
I wish I didn't spend all my spell slots on useless shit so I could get shatter on my teammates.
I'm imagining this is like the pre-game. We see Pyre and Keeling just making fun of each other.
We're sitting on a couch and there's a therapist. In the
No, this is probably what's happening. This is the next time we're walking somewhere. This is what's.
Oh God.
Do we need a reminder of everything that happened last time, guys, or are we pretty fresh in our minds with our
I'm
last
fresh.
episode? How you guys
Last
feeling?
one.
Ass and took no names except for Tordic Ullman, the
And
last
we're
one.
definitely currently in the middle of a long rest.
Yeah.
Multiple long rests.
So many long rests.
We're just finishing up a long rest.
So
That's what I hear.
we're just you guys max HP. No, not quite yet. Not quite yet.
Not yet.
HP increases by
Okay.
10.
Let's get the let's get
And
our-
level 6, you say?
Oh, I heard level
Ooh.
6.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Y'all
Skipping
even level
5.
5? You're not level 5.
Listen, we're 6 now, and then we're gonna go down to 5 later. That's how
So,
it works.
our camera zooms in upon our party, following behind the back of the gazer that ever traces their current location. It passes by through the fog and the rain, the fog that's still in the midst of dispersing through the afternoon to evening rain. And we push past the silhouette of the ever-constant watching eyes of the Xanathar through this gazer as it looks upon our party very much as we do from our point of view, as we see the four of you walking through the many twisting, beautifully lit, even through the rain, lanes, red bricked lanes of the city of the dead. You have just survived another attack from the notorious Xanathar Guild via some Duragar assassins who grew in size and tried to murder all of you, claiming that you indeed must have had the stone. And they fought to the death, and you eliminated them. Pyre, you have
opens conversations with it, so you know.
Pyre, you have in your hand, possibly rolling between two fingers and your thumb. This beautiful
Stone of Galore.
silver and gold key that you found on the ground of the mausoleum of the one Grinda Garloth.
And the rat, right?
Actually, something interesting, as you're walking away, the rat dissipates, as if turning to ash via a magical spell.
Good news, we don't have to cut it open to look for the stone to see if it ate it.
No, it's not there. It disappears into ash, and and yeah, Yeah, when you found it, it was in the midst of already like beginning to magically deteriorate. I just didn't put a mention to it, and it's sort of just a slow process. So by the time you get out into the rain with it, it's pretty much gone. And you can see those bits of ash turn into like a blue magical flakes and disappear into the rain and the wind. But yeah, we see you guys in the city of the dead, amongst the rain, amongst the slowly breaking apart pieces of fog, and again, you're alone in this this huge graveyard district. Only really the light of the drift globes that plant themselves perfectly lined up, spaced one at a time, good 15 feet away from each other, all along these pathways, lighting the way. The drift globe is very much just like a just a beautiful glowing orb about the size of a pumpkin. The game is yours, guys.
I would turn to Papyrus like, so what did you find before you got attacked by the guys back there?
You got attacked. I thought you sprung the trap on them.
Well, it was an accident. Killing was so lucky to bump into them, and we just started.
Good work,
running
Keeling.
around. Yeah.
When in doubt, you triggered the trap. The trap needed to be triggered here. You did.
Yes, and then we had the triple trap post trap.
Exactly. You guys triggered it, and Fung jumped in to trap them there, and I trapped them from the other side. So
Oh,
together we.
it worked so well.
Flawless execution, everybody. Very, very proud of both. But anyway, I found and I pull out my fancy looking key and I run it through my fingers, all showy like, and I'm like, I found this key in the crypt. Pristine. Must be freshly polished, freshly made. Only one man can answer that for us.
Like
My
who?
old friend, Tordrick Oldman.
Toad.
A family friend of mine, actually. He undoubtedly made it.
Okay.
So, listen, the graveyard is going to close soon. We need to be leaving anyway. Let's go.
A good quick stop. Hopefully nothing will attack us on the way.
We're just gonna go there. Should be no problem.
You leave
So-
behind the mausoleum and the bodies of the Duragar, to be discovered possibly later. But who knows?
Wait, well, we got Gravedigger for that.
Do you stick around to do that?
I also,
Just
well,
mold
I
that
can just
earth, right?
cantrip my mold earth, so I just kind of like, and I clear a path for us amongst the rubble I caused.
Yeah, you take the time to do all that. It'd be like an extra maybe 15 minutes to get it all into place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You can cover all of that up. You have to dig pretty deep, and I would say it's actually it's more like 30 because you're dealing with wet. It's wet, so it's like pouring in. It's kind of hot. You dig it out, but then
She
like
can move a
pours in.
5-foot cube every 6 seconds.
Every 6 seconds, really. But I'm wondering with
Oh.
it like getting really, really like wet, if it would become more difficult. But I'm cool with that. It just started raining.
We can move that tombstones that were like maybe like that you can open, put them in, and close it, and nobody will ever know.
I'm not doing that. That's too much. Listen, I'm not trying to get haunted. I'm just fucking right now. Fucking with you. Fucking fantasy world. Ghost,
Yeah, they ran down into the.
Today-
ghosts pop up of those every single fucking time. I'm not doing it.
You can bury him in the ground. It'll take about 15 minutes. 20 minutes.
Okay.
I'm not touching.
Yeah, you guys cover up your tracks as you just as you say, Solma. You are not accosted on your way to the gates of the city of the dead. The guard greet you in their sort of leather overcoat kind of situation where they have like the hood that kind of goes over all of their armor and they're fully like hooded. They've got their halberds and they'll step up, see that you are all of you drenched, like as drenched as possible, like tons of it's just rain, like none of you are dry. So they'll probably look at you, look to each other, look a little. There's a little bit of confusion there, of like, why are these people in this place? Like like there's that look of like, really, right now? Like they knew you were coming. They were informed.
Yeah.
They would open the door, and you'd probably get a Good evening to you. Safe travels. One of them will probably point out, just because he probably feels bad. It's like, go about down the street about half a block, you can catch a coach, maybe get dry. A little cafe down there on the Trades Ward. Yeah, you are walking out into you're right on the cusp on the line between the Trades Ward and the North Ward. But up to you guys where you go from here and what you want to do. These guards are going to stop you. They're just going to let you through, and they will point. Towards the nearest trolley.
Isn't Keeling out of spell slots at this point?
Oh yeah.
Should we swing for a sleep?
We're just going to visit my friend on the way.
Yeah, no traps, no booby traps,
Totally.
and people who hate us.
If you don't want to come, you don't need to come.
We're
I
stick-
perfectly
I
understand.
got cantrips anyways. I can just mold earth all day long.
You
Right?
can do anything. Just keep digging him in the hole.
Oh my gosh.
Up to you all if you want to leave.
I'm just thinking we're gonna have a couple spent monks and
I don't know if we'll be any safer at the tavern than there though. If they've been following us and whatever that cute little guy was who was watching us.
Moosh will definitely protect us.
I do not trust that.
I'm not sure
don't-
either if I
I
trust
don't
that
like
cat.
cats.
Whoa. I walk away. Never come back. No.
You're out
Sorry,
of the
no.
guild.
Roll for initiative.
Fight to the death. I shall prove cats are
PvP,
worthy.
boys. PvP.
No,
Yeah,
I love
home's a couple
cats.
miles away. Yeah, a couple miles,
know-
a mile away.
let's go ask this person and then we can head home and hopefully nothing will happen today. I am tired.
Unless something very exciting happens there, and then we
You-
just simply must continue on.
By this point, I just accept it and I pray I will just survive another day. What a life. Sorry.
So you guys want to go to where this guy is?
Yeah, he's probably in the trade district, right?
You are absolutely right. Tordik Ullman. An old
In fact,
an old
right
friend.
next to his place. He lives right next to his
Not quite. He has a shop down near the court of the White Bull, which is also going to be about not quite as far away from home, but close to about a mile.
You guys want to cut through the... No.
Back through the city of the dead. Yeah, a couple of things about Tordik Ullman. For you, Pyre. Oh my god. I'm gonna make as much noise as possible when I drive my car. Anyway,
Anyway.
a few things to note. This individual has some stuff that a pyre would definitely know. Are you cool with me just sort of ad-libbing a few pieces here, my friend?
We'll see.
We'll see. Too bad, because you have to be. So Tordik Ullman is, a dwarf. He has been alive for quite a long time. He's an older dwarf. He's getting up in the years, and he's served the Neverwinter family even back when Degalt Neverember himself was a young man. And he had served as a metal craftsman and a major locksmith for the Neverwinter family, and just became a friend. You know a few things about Mr. Ullman. He was essential in the downfall of Degalt Neverember. He was one of a few who exposed and betrayed him and exposed his wrongdoings to the city of Waterdeep. Being a dwarf, he treated Waterdeep very much like a dwarf would treat any kind of stronghold that they would be in. This is his home, and he cares about it first and foremost. And when he learned of Degalt's betrayals to the city, he exposed them. So he is no longer a friend he was a friend to the family. They still appreciate him because they exposed Degalt's, sort of evil. But it's kind of like you're our friend and you expose this horrible thing about this person. It's really awkward to like talk to you anymore because you did this thing and we know why, but like it's not going to be the same, our relationship.
Just don't talk about it, you know.
Yeah, you know that he still stays in the city. He still considers it his home. And you do know that he is originally from he came from the stronghold of Myrbar, but he left to enjoy the realm of the surface world, and leave for better opportunities for his family. You know he has a young daughter named Alaspra, and you know that other than that, he's just been working in the trades ward, and you haven't heard any other information really about him.
Potential hostage, Alaspra.
Apparently but apparently he's making keys for grave robbers. So who knows what's going on?
We've all been there. We've all been through that phase.
Yeah. It
Some
happens.
sooner than later.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So Fire doesn't relay any of this to the party because.
No, this is just information I would definitely want you to have. So you know exactly where his shop is located. I don't know what kind of like relationship you have, since you also at one point worked for the Never Embers, and probably I don't know what your involvement was in the ousting of Degalt Never Ember, but I know that your loyalty lies with his son more than him.
He thinks the Gulp's kind of a dick. He's not really.
He kind of fucked the family up a little bit.
He doesn't really like DeGalt at all, and that's kind of where his problems with his parents come in.
Ooh.
His parents are all like, DeGalt's really cool, you gotta go.
Oh, they
Mom,
live.
I don't want to!
They live in
Never's so
Never.
much cooler!
Do they live in Neverwinter now? Where
Yeah, they
Degalt
live in
rules?
Neverwinter.
Oh my
They live in
god, where
Neverwinter.
Degalt rules? Oh, that's great. That's so great. Alright, cool. So, just sort of geeking out about fun lore stuff. Anyway, you guys, up to you. Yeah, you guys want to go there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're like, I think we're like, you know that like coworker you say something to like once a week? Kind of
Yeah.
a relationship with. That's probably like our relationship. Like, oh hey, see the sports ball game? Yeah, this is pretty cool.
You know that
It's Friday. Whew.
you know he has a high standing in the Metal House of Wonders, the Guild Hall of the Splendid Order of Armorers, as well, and the Fine Smiths of in the Dock Ward. There's many guilds that he's pretty close to. He is a craftsman, so he's well respected, and you probably. Yeah, I mean, if you want to have a weekly sort of connection with him, if you want to know him, roll. God, I wish there was a chance skill. Roll d20.
D20.
Just roll d20. I wish there was like an actual like luck.
Natural
7. The
Cool.
luckiest of all numbers.
You haven't talked to him in a few weeks. It's been a while. You're not sure what he's up to.
Way to go, Fire. Way to go.
So you head to the
boy,
Court
my boy.
of the White Bull. It's something interesting about the Court of the White Bull. That's a fun little bit of Waterdeep lore. Is that there is a festival held in this actual part of the city, this small part of the city, where they actually release a bull in this area, and people run away from the bull
I
and try
wonder
to
where
escape.
they got that idea from.
I wonder where. But they actually release a white bull here, and basically, yeah, you run for it and get out of the way. And there's a celebration around, and some people get hurt, maimed, rarely get killed. But it is an enjoyable time for all. But it's kind of a central, localized. It's only in this little corner. It's usually only celebrated by the people of the Trades Ward and the Southern Ward. So if you look down towards the Southern Ward, and I know this sounds like I'm giving you all a history lesson, but I love this shit, so you gotta love it too, okay?
Yeah.
The Southern Ward is the most cultured, I would say, ward of Waterdeep. If Waterdeep were to have an original culture, to have, like, original natives of Waterdeep, the Southern Ward would be where you would see that come out in the food, in the design of the buildings, in pretty much just everything, the way people even talk there, the way people, like, go about their business. The Southern Ward is probably where, like, the first pieces of Waterdeep started to come together thousands of years ago, and you will see in this place, just imagine a very just like this is where you're going to see the most color, the most sort of like art and like just a ton of culture in the Southern Ward, and that kind of connects into the Trades Ward, because that a lot of people from the Southern Ward pour into the Trades Ward to do work, so we kind of see that like cross where you look at the Northern Wards, the Castle Wards, the Sea Wards, and you see more influences of fancier cities north of the Sword Coast, and it's people coming in and wanting it to look a certain way, but original Waterdeep is going to be your Trades Ward, your Southern Ward, and I guess the Dock Ward, but it's mostly kind of fucked up there. Anyway, so you guys pull into the Court of the White Bull, this wide sort of open place. The court is emptied out of any kind of stalls that would normally be about for people to do their sort of market shopping in the area, as the rain is just sort of pouring down relentlessly. But you can see that the area is just sort of circled and lined with shops on either side, and one of those shops is the Ullman Locksmithery. And you can see that it has a single wood-paneled sign, your very classic fantasy, quaint shop. Single wood-paneled sign that swings and creaks a little bit in the wind and the rain, and it has a simple symbol of a key, plastered right on it with the word Ullman under it in a very fine, clear font. It looks to be open. You can see some candles on inside from its window paneled windows on either side, and its actual like a sturdy wooden door with some window panels in that as well.
Couple of
Hi.
motorcycles.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up? That you can still hear motorcycles on my
I
side?
was just sometimes, but I would like lean
That
to.
was me that time.
Oh, okay.
I would say, Pyre, you know this person. Maybe you should knock on the door.
Of course. I mean, walks up, knocks.
Um,
Knocks look like he does the ancient Neverwinter knock.
So I will say before you do, and it's cool if you want to. You know, it'd be like knocking on a storefront door. That like one of those ones that like push open.
Walk in.
Yeah, you can immediately hear the bell, ting, 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 and you come into a very quaint looking shop. You can see that there is some spice of dwarven woodwork in here, that sort of like familiar feeling and like look of, like you can see on the corners of a long desk that kind of confronts you immediately when you enter in. I would say not a desk as much as it's just sort of a long, almost like bar shaped situation, and on the corners and on the framework of that, anywhere you would see like filigree style, the like the woodwork of like dwarven like faces on the corners, and you can see like inlined hammers and different things that definitely represent the core of dwarven culture.
Selma's excited. She's just like, oh,
Pristine,
let me check.
pristine stone floor, and where iron or metals can be integrated, they are into the furniture of the room. There does seem to be a sort of nice little waiting area with some chairs that are made from actual wired iron, and you immediately get the smell of a forge. There was a chimney in this place pumping out some smoke into the wind and the rain. You can immediately get the smell of a forge, not quite as like brisk and like hitting you with the heat of a smithy, but you can smell what definitely feels like metal being worked in the back. The back opens up into like just sort of this open chambered area. These nice big, it's a stone ceiling, but it has these wood bands on the top, and the wood is all varnished very well. And you're walking into a very just a very crisp shop. The bell rings, bing, 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 and we can probably see the bell, which also has like metal, like it's all beautifully designed. Like you see the metal of the dwarven like engravings on it. And yeah, you all step in. Your feet can be easily heard on the solid stone of the floor, and you can hear a shout come from the back. You can't quite put a face to it. You can't see this person, but you hear "Give me a minute, I'll be with you in a second." And you can hear the sound of a little bit of like someone trying to like force something, and you can also hear the just the sounds of probably a hammer hitting metal in some places, and it's that sort of like sizzle. Some forging definitely happening back here. What do y'all do?
I am checking everything, like the wooden and intricate stuff, being really like trying to see like how did they do it, what's the technique, and Soma's in her element. She looks like now like a fangirl. It's not usual for her to like go like, oh my god, let me just check this out. Give me a second. Yes, she's checking out everything.
Okay, yeah, we see Selma fangirling over all the woodwork. You've been in this shop before, Pyre, a couple of times, and yeah, you know this is the fine work of Tordik, making his shop look really nice in the front. It's very quaint in the outside. The minute you step in, you're kind of feeling that dwarven influence. What do you do immediately upon walking in? You hear a shout, and you recognize it's not Tordik. It's probably his daughter, Elaspra.
All right, I ask, is Tordik in? I just yell back.
Say, Pyre, is that you? Give me a moment. He's not.
Uh-oh.
And you can hear her still struggling with something in
That's
the
not good.
in the
I
back.
don my shield.
He's still down in the crypt. Yeah.
He's still down. I walked over his body on the way out. I just didn't realize.
Keeling and Fung. Keeling and Fung, what are you guys doing? Besides donning your shields.
This
Oh,
place
I
is
don't have
really
a shield.
cool. It's a little overwhelming. And I'm extremely distracted. So I'm just gonna be like,
Has she ever been in like a locksmithy shop?
no. And you know what's even cooler than like metal and stuff like that? Trees and the outside. This is not the outside.
Yeah, it's definitely not the outside. Something that you would see to add to that sort of metal, and I know it makes you uncomfortable. I'm going to make you more uncomfortable. You can see that lined up and sort of like built into, they're like pressed into the wood, like they cut them out and press them in. The entire like front counter is got keys lined all in it and sort of pressed into the wood and like shaped flat to the surface. So you can see there's just a bunch of beautifully aligned keys set into the metal of the top.
How can you open the doors if you've turned the keys into a countertop?
It's just presentation, Keeling.
It doesn't make any sense, Keeling. You're right.
It's art, guys.
It just
this
seems
is
so
beautiful.
silly. It just
You
seems
should
so
appreciate
silly.
what we're seeing here right now.
It's very functional
okay.
art. It's very
Keeling,
functional.
are you okay?
I'm okay. It's hot in here. Isn't it hot in here? It's like they have a fire going or something.
It's a
They
little
probably do.
It's a little warm.
And would you say that? Pyre like takes a step back. He's like, "Oh, sorry."
That's okay. That's okay. Oh. Now this is awkward.
He's on fire.
I have wind powers, Keeling. Does this?
Keeling, if you want to wait outside, you can wait outside.
You can see like the leaves in your hair, like. pushing back.
That's better.
I'm a personal fan. Yeah.
Because I'm a personal fan. We're two different types of fans.
Oh.
Oh my god. I know I've already added too much detail to this place, but I also have to say one more thing, because I just thought of it. Form and function with those keys in the countertop. They have dwarven symbols next to them. Anyone who speaks Dwarvish could recognize our probably prices. And it seems to be just a display of what I have available. What is Fung doing? You're my last one. I know where everyone else is.
How big is the shop? Is it large?
I would say it is. It's probably shares with another building. It's probably like half
It's like
and
a
half.
hole in the wall kind of.
I would say
sort of shop,
getting close to a hole in the wall. It's a little bit wider than that. But it could be considered that by someone who's used to shopping in bigger places for sure.
Okay.
But it's not like this. It's not like it's just a little bit more.
Well, since at the temple there was a master woodworker, I think he would probably break off from the group and head the other direction and sort of like wander around the shop while Pyre is shouting loudly.
He's just waiting. He's got his hands like on the front desk, you know, like
Well, he's
leaning in
Fung,
a
do you
little
see
bit.
this, Fung? Look at this, Fung. We don't have this at the temple. Like, oh my god. Sorry.
Yeah,
he kind of runs his hand along the shelf as he walks. But are there
Sorry.
are there any staffs in here?
any staves. Unfortunately, there is not.
All this wood and no staves.
No staves. It's a
Damn it.
locksmith shop. What you're experiencing and what you're seeing, and this is something Pyre would know full well, which makes sense why he's kind of just like not. He's not distracted by any of this. He's seen it a million times. What you're seeing is somebody, a dwarf's home, somebody who's lived 4 lives of men, and their time they've been able to spend to create their home, and everything is very set in where it is, and it's just been honed to a sharp edge of pristine. So yeah, this is the home of a dwarf. Everything is exactly as it should be, and you imagine the woodwork that's there has been there for hundreds of years and has not moved and has been maybe repolished a couple of times. And Pyre, you would know that Neverwinter money paid for this. As well, old Neverwinter family money paid for this.
Gross.
Dirty money, nice.
dirty money.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it takes a short amount of time as you are all sort of looking around the shop, Pyre waiting patiently, Keeling looking uncomfortable. We see Fung and Solma very alike and just like, oh, what? Looking at everything.
Wandering. Yeah.
Wandering around before Alaspra comes around the corner, and we see tall for a dwarf, red head pulled back in a full knot. She is wearing a She's wearing sort of the leather apron situation that she has on the front that you can see has some black soot stains on the front in different places. Other than that, plain sort of dwarven clothes. Something to notice is that her sleeves that come on just before the forearm are actually quite nice. She was probably wearing some nicer clothes before she decided to do this, and you can see that those nice sleeves have a little bit of stain on them. But the shirt is nicer. It's not what you would expect her to be wearing, and she looks a little disoriented. She says, "Oh, Pyre, hello. You brought some friends. Hi, hello. Welcome to Ullman's Locksmithery. What can I do for you?" And she's got like a cloth that she's sort of wiping her hands off still with, and you can see some steam coming from behind her as if she just put something hot in water.
I recently acquired one of your father's. I don't know which one made that. And I pull out the key about this. Can I ask her? Tell me, have you seen this key before?
And she looks at it, and let me check something really quick.
Roll initiative.
No.
I'll smite this bitch.
Bunch of thugs show up again.
Say, hey, I thought we taught you guys last time. Not to...
Pack tactics, motherfucker.
Yeah, she will. She'll cough a little bit and look at you a little seriously, and she'll say, "I do know. Yes, my father worked on that just before he went to Meyerbar last week. That's his work. I can spot it from a mile away."
Very good. I know this is confidential information, but
Yes, I don't believe that key belongs to you.
no, I was asking, who did you sell it to?
Unfortunately, that information is very private. Pyre, you know that we cannot give out names of our clientele.
And I know if you're selling keys to grave robbers, that the authorities will not be too happy about that.
She takes off she had it like on her shoulder. She takes off and puts it on the ground and puts both her hands on the counter and kind of leans forward, and she's like, "Are you? Excuse me, Pyre?" And she just says, "Grave robbers." Says, the clientele that we work with are simpler people of the trades and southern wards, maybe the dock wards at some times. My father makes keys for many people, you know this, and what they do with such things are mostly their business, but we try our best to make sure that no one's using our products for crime. It's a strong accusation to make.
Don't worry. We haven't looked into all of this yet. If you just let me know.
Fuck.
I will, if you could let me know who you sold this to, I can go check, make sure everything they're doing is all right. And of course, nothing bad will come of that.
You guys making insight checks?
Yeah, 24. What do I see?
What do you see? What do my elf eyes see? What you notice immediately is definitely a tenseness coming from Alaspra. She is very defensive, and you can tell that she she's not on the best of footing with Pyre. Like there's an uncomfortableness, like she doesn't know him that well. Friend of her father's kind of situation, so she's kind of like on edge. Like he's not here to defend himself, and she's not used to confronting customers or this kind of situation. Other than that, she doesn't seem to be lying about anything. But she seems concerned. Like it's a situation of, oh God, I hope no one's using our shit for crime, and that isn't happening. Like that would be terrible reputation for our shop. And she's tense, as in, like, to defend like what gives her food, with like her family's reputation kind of situation. There's a tenseness to that. I'll give you all that with a crit. You can immediately read all of that on this person, this dwarf woman who doesn't exactly hide her feelings a lot. She definitely seems insulted by Pyre.
Nice. Now, what do I know?
From a natural one, you're still wondering. No, I'm not gonna make you goofy. The joke is you're still wondering why staves aren't sold here. that's the joke. I would say with a natural.
Maybe if I put a bunch of these keys together.
With a natural one, you feel the tenseness and are possibly concerned. I'm not going to put thoughts in your head. You tell me, but there's a concern for I hope nothing bad happens here. Like, I'm not going to put thoughts in your head, but I think with a natural one, that could be what you interpret from, like, oh crap, this might get tense.
Has your father been contacted by, somebody that might be, let's say, threatening to your business and might have used that against you?
No one threatens our business. We work legitimately. And she looks to you, Pyre's like, we work with the guilds, and we work legitimately. We take jobs from people who ask for them, and we screen to the best of our ability.
As do I. I'm investigating this for the Lord's Alliance. I just need to know
the Lord's Alliance.
Where this key was
and
sent
Dungeons
to.
and Flagons, we're from the Adventuring Guild, and we're trying to figure out some stuff that had been happening around the city, and we're just trying to put some stuff together and see that nobody gets hurt more.
And you're all working with the Lord's Alliance?
Not them. They're contractors. They're independent.
For you, and I know that
Not
you work.
for me.
Does she know you work for the Lord's Alliance, or is that a new thing?
I mean, he's probably always been connected to him.
I mean, that was literally who DeGault Neverember was. He still is a part of the Lord's Alliance.
Probably. I feel like it's just like assumed. If she didn't know, like for a fact, it was just like you'd assume.
You can see when you say Lord Alliance for sure with that insight. She's not happy about that. Like that's not a positive thing for her. Her experiences with the Lord's Alliance and her family, they didn't go so well in the past. So she's immediately just like, we pay our union dues. If you want to get a magistrate involved, please do. We owe nothing to the city right now outside of, well, what we owe to the guilds. She says, I am confident that if she seems flustered. She says, if you believe you picked that up off of a grave robber, I would like evidence.
Well, we just came from the city of the dead. There were some unsavory Xanathar's guild folk there. Sure enough, in the grave, we found this key. I'm not trying to make anything more complicated than they were.
They thought we had an item that they were probably looking for in the graves, and finding the key there, we think that maybe you just stopped by here. I don't know. We don't want to get you in trouble. We're just trying to figure out some stuff out.
We're just verifying that maybe the person you sold it to has misplaced this key. We will make sure this won't come back to you. We're just need to know who got the key. Doesn't matter so much where the key came from.
Make a persuasion check for me.
With advantage.
Alright, I'm blowing the thing. I'm blowing the +5 because fuck it.
Sure.
We need it.
30.
Alright, that's 22.
22.
22. Where was the advantage coming from?
Is she helping me? Is Soma helping?
Are you helping Soma?
I'm trying to lean towards him and be like,
Alright,
we are trying to. It shall be okay.
That's true. What's the total?
22.
22.
I don't know about you.
she'll breathe a sigh of relief as you start to explain, like, perhaps the key isn't like the thing, like perhaps you sold it to someone else, like you might not be at fault here as you explain the whole situation. And she says, she picks up the key for a minute. You have it on the counter.
Yeah.
She looks at it and she says, I don't understand why you found it where you did. But and she seems to be calming down. She says, and she'll put it back on the table. She says, it's our strict policy not to give away the information of our... It's our strict policy that we're not allowed to give away our information of our clientele. And though the current situation is... It seems as though you're following some criminals, as far as I can understand.
Yes.
I'm reluctant to help you. I don't know if I want to be involved.
You don't need to be involved. I didn't hear a name here.
My father's in Meyer Bar right now for the spring, and he won't be back for a while.
Meyer Bar?
Meyer Bar is a city to the north.
Okay, he's out of town. I didn't know that was a place in the city.
It's a
All
city.
right.
He's
it's a
in a
city.
bar.
All right,
They
yeah.
sell
Yeah.
mayo bars.
And she says, I've been tasked by him to hold down the shop, and honestly, she looks at you, she says, Pyre, I'm... and she'll say, I know you said... And
Okay, real quick, Ed. How old is this daughter?
she's probably only about... I would say 96 dwarf years, putting her around 19.
If we were to convert that to human years.
19.
19. Oh, she's older than Pyre.
Yeah, she's about 19.
Pyre does the, if you've seen Tangled, you know when Flynn Rider does his
Oh,
dumb
no.
face where he
Yeah.
looks...
Smolder. No.
He does that to her, and he's like, I
Oh.
just really need your help on this one time.
I'm not going to give you a roll because it doesn't work. She's not attracted to you at all, unfortunately.
Oh.
She'll look at you and she'll be like, oh, Pyre.
Just like Flynn Rider.
She's just like,
Could you maybe tell us? Oh, sorry.
she'll just roll her eyes and just be like, that's not going to work on me and you know it. And she'll be like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
we keep the name of our clientels under lock and key, so unless you're going to...
Could if you can't tell us who, maybe you can tell us what does this key open? Like, what is this purpose of the key?
And she, you've got her calmed down with this persuasion check. Like, she feels like Pyre, like what you said before, you're just kind of like, it could be something else. You might not be incriminated here. She's very, though that may be true, she seems very resistant to most of the questioning. She, as you say, what the like wondering what the key opens. She'll just say, honestly, I'm not 100% sure. We build the key to the specifications of the customer, and we put a little bit of finesse into it, and exactly what it opens. I mean, usually a customer comes in with a lock, and we fit the key to the lock, and sometimes they buy both lock and key, and we give them that. But unfortunately, we keep our customer's name. It's very safe.
Maybe you know somebody who is a little looser with their tongue.
And she'll look and she'll say, and she kind of like looks around at the rest of your party as if she's sort of like just eyeing them up and what kind of folks they are. She just says, these just hired mercenaries then.
Well,
They're adventurers.
we try to do good to the city, and whenever people need us, there for them. And also, these people that might be behind this killed my sister. So if I can get to the bottom of this, I would be really grateful.
I'm sorry for your loss. But she just says, I wish I could help you. But
You're right. Just hide your murderers. Keep them secret.
They're not-
And
we
Pyre
don't-
walks up.
Pyre-
Pyre turns. Nope. And all this only works if he walks away and leaves you guys to finish the deal.
And
Okay.
she'll just look, and she's just she's just, you can't sell us pirate, and she just looks mad as the rest of you are left in there.
Make
She
sure
says,
your more murderers can keep killing. Make sure you protect them. Make sure more people die in the streets.
She
keep
puts
doing your work.
She puts a fist into the table for a minute. She doesn't like punch it or whatever, but she just looks angry. She just rests her fist on the table and she's just like, he has to understand that I'm expected to protect the names of my clientele. I'm sorry that I can't help you.
But what if your clientele's the one that's gonna get you in trouble?
And she'll say, then that's the situation. That's it. I could get in more trouble giving away their name. We could lose customers. Our name could be dragged through the streets. No, I have to keep it protected.
Pyre walks back in. He's gonna walk back in, grab the key, and then walk out. He's like, "Oh, I forgot something."
And she'll say, that doesn't even belong to you. I could report you for theft.
I'm taking it to the authorities as we speak.
And she lets out a sigh, and she just says, I'm sorry. Me and my family in the Lord's Alliance, we don't have a great relationship. I'm unfortunately, I don't trust any of you, and I don't trust Pyre, as far as I could throw him.
Pyre?
Well, what can we do to prove to you that we're not gonna do anything wrong?
She looks you up and down, and she's like, you don't look Lord's Alliance. You sure you're just paid mercenaries or something more here?
We are not mercenaries.
I don't know if you heard about us. We're in the Northern Ward, a new guild, Dungeons and Flagons. We did some good.
And then a
to the
mercenary
city.
guild?
Not adventurers, I would say.
Or what
the
sometimes
difference?
the police like to yell at us angrily, vigilantes.
Yeah, we like to try to correct
So are you
this-
criminals?
No,
No, we don't steal. That'd be terrible.
we try to give back if we can.
Give me, all y'all in the shop give me a perception check.
Okay.
God, I hope you guys get jumped because the criminals are still inside and I left.
Oh, 8. So perspective.
That's why she's so defensive, is because the criminals are still there, guys.
Keeling, something you notice, and Fung as well. Soma, you're too engaged in the conversation. You notice something interesting. Just some things to point out that weren't perfectly present before until you're sort of like facing one direction for a long point of time. You see that just behind the counter in the back wall there is a safe, a metal safe. Looks like metal and like a lock and key like dial situation. It's quite nice looking, and it looks definitely of Dwarven Forge, and a lot of that sort of wooden intricate Dwarven design in the wood mimics itself in the metal in the back of the room, in the safe at the back of the room. Something else fun that you notice is a symbol that seems to repeat itself in the woodwork as you were looking along with Soma. Soma, you didn't quite catch this, unfortunately, but Fung, maybe a little more experience at the temple with woodwork stuff.
How dare
He
you
would.
say those words.
I know. He was talking about that was at the temple. So
Says nothing.
you notice some repeating stuff. Two things: they're repeating symbols, and they're fairly new. Probably within the last 100 years, they're much younger date. The other woodwork around it outdates it very well. You see harps in a few places.
Harpers?
Oh yeah, I don't want to talk to these.
you see harps in a few places. The symbol of the harpers, and if you know it, if Fung knows it.
When you say harps, is it the instrument?
Yeah, the instrument.
Okay.
He probably wouldn't.
Super secret society.
No, they're not super secret, but you gotta remember I'm a hermit, not from around here, so...
Oh, they are super secret technically, but they're funny to make fun of for not being secret.
Can I roll a history check? See if
You
I
can,
know?
yeah, absolutely. I'll allow it.
Fuck.
No, that you
Sorry.
notice the repetitiveness. Unfortunately, she doesn't seem willing to work with people affiliated with the Lord's Alliance. Seems to be what she's convinced you guys are.
Huh.
I'm going to reach over and see if I can not swipe it, but grab Selma's notebook and the pencil and sketch.
I'm penning.
Yeah.
We got a good
Sketch
cop,
the-
bad cop. This guy's I'm the bad cop.
Do you sketch it in front of her? Do you sketch it on the table? On the counter?
Carefully.
Sorry.
By hand.
Do you sketch it on the counter or do you sketch it hiding?
Fung, this isn't a time for
hide it.
making doodles.
Yeah.
Gonna hide it.
Make a stealth check.
He doesn't.
Don't blow
speak
my
a lot.
stuff. Don't blow my stuff.
Oh, yeah.
23.
Yeah. It's
Oh.
yeah, you keep it. She doesn't see you doodling that, but she just says you can hear her talking and she's still talking to Soma while this doodle's going on. The argument
Got the
continues,
pencil
not
and
quite
the,
getting
the
anywhere.
notebook, and they're like in my sleeve.
They're not quite getting anywhere, at which point she says, "Listen, if you don't have any orders to put in, I'm sorry, but you'll have to tell Pyre that, and I apologize for to halt your investigation, but unless, and I really don't want things to escalate, but if they do, so be it. I'm holding to my guns. My father instructed me long ago that we don't give away clientele names, so
Okay.
my apologies."
We understand. No problem. Maybe we can if you maybe want to maybe change your mind and come over to visit us, we can talk about this. Or maybe we can strike a deal because I love the work that you guys done around here and our place that our guild has. It's still run down slightly, and I would love to have stuff like this down.
I
for the area.
appreciate your compliment to our work. It is something we try very hard to give the best of. I don't know how we got tangled up on all this, but I know sure as hell that our family, my father is innocent. So I don't, I don't believe you'll be hearing from me again unless you pursue me further, or my family.
It will be not taking more of your time. Thank you for your trouble. Thank you for talking with us, and we might be back next time to do business.
She says, as you go, she says, "Before you go, tell Pyre if he ever wises up and leaves that." She's looking for words. The Lord's Alliance. That my father has a home for him here.
I will tell him that. Thank you. And goodbye.
Goodbye, and good luck with your affiliations.
And we walk away.
Yeah, you could tell she has an absolute disdain for the Lord's Alliance.
Hates Lord's Alliance. Don't mention it next time.
Fung gives back the notebook before she begins writing.
Yeah, you guys step out. Yeah, with a couple of things in mind. Keely, make an intelligence check for me.
Heck yeah, we'll see how smart I am.
The most.
Not at all.
Do you want to use your inspiration? It wouldn't be the 11.
Yeah, let's inspiration this shit.
Okay.
Oh, that was beautiful. Oh god.
9. Oh my god.
That look on Ed's face is like, God damn it! What the?
I mean,
Try to throw you a bone here.
I wouldn't make you roll if it was that important of information.
It's like, can you guys roll? When it comes to being smart, can you guys roll well once?
There's a lot of fancy things in there. That's a lot of overwhelming. Everything had fucking filigree on it. Everything is situation.
Yeah.
So you're not able to leave with any extra information of like putting anything together, unfortunately.
Damn it. Wow. Want to get outside? Do we see Pyre anywhere?
Do you?
Do we?
Fung caught this
I mean,
as well. Fung, give me a roll.
Yes, you
There's
did.
this area nearby called Virgin's Square. I was gonna check that out, but I think Pyre's outside.
Oh yeah, you could.
Why can't I do intelligence? I'll try.
Would you like to use your inspiration? No, because you didn't get a high enough perception. Would you like to use your inspiration to roll a 9?
Use it. It's a trap. It's a trap. We're on a bad roll right now. It's a trap.
Oh my god!
We just
You're
so
the
far,
dumbest people alive.
so far, things rolls. The dice rolls, not the total. 1. Then he got an 18 and 19, but then 3, 1, 3.
No extra information leaving the place. Just everything I've given you.
I'm channeling my Monday game right now.
Do we just kick in the door even though we know it's already open? It just.
Up to you what you guys want to do from here. It's evening.
I
Evening.
can at least point out the the symbol I drew in Solma's notebook as we're walking home.
Okay.
I mean, we could still be in the court. I'm not ready to give up on this fucking lock wench yet.
Well, realize I have one key point left, and
she will
we're
close
not
the.
gonna get in a fight. We're not.
As you guys leave, she does close the door. And you can hear her lock it and flip the sign over to close.
Goodbye.
All right.
It's evening. It would be the time for her to close
Yeah.
up
Who
shop.
wants to go visit Barnabas Blackstaff? The
Wait.
fucking police.
Oh, not today. Not tonight.
Yeah, I'm
No.
gonna see Barnabas Blackstaff and Barnabas Blastwind.
While we're going to,
Blackstaff.
while we are heading home.
Barnabas Blackstaff. He's now. In the meantime.
I don't think you're heading home yet.
No. Okay.
All right.
You
What are we
guys.
You guys
doing?
really want that log rust? We can grab that log rust.
Oh yeah, if you guys want to head home. Pyre was
I
saying he
want
was
to
chilling.
check. Oh, sorry. I just want to say I'm checking the symbol that Fung is pointing me out. I'm like, oh, what did you draw in my notebook? What is this thing?
Would she see it on the table, or do I need to?
I don't think you noticed it. You can like tell her. You can write like was everywhere in the shop on the wood. Like you could write that down.
Yeah,
but
I think I would motion like the table countertop.
I need a history check from you too, Solomon. You're not from Waterdeep, so disadvantage, please.
Can I look at this? Can I look at this thing?
Well, he's handed over to Solma. Is
Somebody-
it secret or is it open to the party?
Can somebody show it to me?
It's raining, so like the situation is the sketchbook's getting wet.
Would I have to roll or would I know?
No. Fung, I don't know what this is. I'm so sorry.
What are we looking at? I can't wait to move.
Yeah, imagine you're sort of under like an overhanging roof,
Yeah.
so the rain doesn't come down. You look, Solma. It's complete. It's just it looks like a musical instrument, then maybe.
Did you pick up a new skill, Fung? Did I
No,
don't know.
wave to Pyre. Wave to Pyre.
Oh fuck! How's it go? Oh, I gives him a hug. He's like, how'd the negotiations go? Where are we headed off to next?
She doesn't like you, and do you know what this is?
But she did offer you a place to stay.
Ooh.
A home?
If you leave the
She said
Lord's
something.
Alliance.
If I leave the Lord's Alliance,
Yeah,
and I
think
look
you
at the
might-
harp, do I have to roll it?
If you finally come to your senses and leave the Lord's Alliance was her words, but the symbol you don't have to roll.
Okay, good. I
You
know
know
that.
of the secret society of the Harpers, and this confirms possibly a suspicion of yours, Pyre. You know that Tordek left the Lord's Alliance after the whole thing with the Galt 20 years ago or so. Not even 20 years, like 10 years ago. 10 or 5, I can't even remember. It was recent. You know, he left the Lord's Alliance, and you know that Lord's Alliance was kind of like where he was getting a lot of his affiliations and stuff. So once he left Lord's Alliance, you expected the guilds to disconnect with him, and they didn't. And you were wondering exactly. I don't want to put thoughts into your head, but I'm going to put thoughts into your head, and you can say no if you don't like them. You're possibly wondering where he was keeping his, shop front up, keeping his affiliations with the guild, like what he did. The Harpers makes total sense. If he's changed suits over to them, that they would keep him in business.
Fire scratches his peach fuzz. He doesn't have actual facial hair yet. He says,
It's fire.
I have an idea. Yeah, it's little like sparks that go off, little
Yeah.
crackles. And he's like, I have an idea. And he like pulls out a piece of paper, and they're like under the rain, under this like hood thing, and he's gonna write a little thing on here. And it's God, what's some bullshit that the Harpers would write? It's write something on there that just says like,
Do you know Thieves'
the
Camp?
lords will rise and fall, but music lasts forever, and like puts a little harp at the end of it, and like signs it Pyre, and wants to slide this thing under their door.
Ooh, make a charisma persuasion check.
Let it be better.
Do I still have my +5?
Fucking kidding.
10 minutes. The last 10 minutes. The last 10 minutes is making
What
12.
is this?
Make it 12.
I'll give.
Somebody
Inspiration. Inspiration. There we go.
You're so lucky.
Broke 10.
You're so lucky, man.
Oh,
I was waiting for you not to use it. I was like,
28 enough.
Anyway, you slip it under.
I
What do
slip
you?
it, knock the door, and then just run back to the little under the little overhang that we're all hanging out in, like eating some food. Right, we're all good.
You knock on the door. What do you? Yeah, what do you do after that? What's the plan? Nothing happens. The door doesn't open.
I wait, and then I'm gonna go knock again. We're gonna repeat until somebody opens this door.
Is this safe, Pyre? What's going on?
Is it dangerous to knock on a door?
We're speaking in riddles.
Oh.
Yeah, you go to knock on the door again. What's your passive perception, Fire?
13. You'd think it'd be worse.
I think like as you are moving away this time, you probably notice that somebody might be watching you beyond the curtains, like someone standing on the other side of the curtains. But as you move, they're quickly gone.
I blow a smoky kiss.
As you head back to the alleyway, you can you guys have been sitting out here in the rain for like a good 20 minutes.
All right,
I'm making a dome out of my air powers, definitely. Yes.
They don't last that long, unfortunately. Do you have a cantrip?
And no, it's in my. Well, it's a cantrip.
Can't.
You know, I can't.
I'm so sorry. I want to give it to you. I want to give it to you.
And the worst are just.
Play a goddamn magic.
You can do it. It's just once a day. I'm so sorry.
Okay,
I feel
I'm
like
tall enough. I'm just opening my arms to all of you to cover your.
I'd say you guys go on ahead. I'll be back at the tavern.
before y'all can leave, after Pyre comes back this way, because it's going to happen immediately, you hear a door open on the side of the building that you, on the side of the Ullman's locksmithery. A back door that is kind of like one of those ones framed into the wall that you're not quite sure if it's an openable door, but you do see it open, and you can see, and some smoke pours out from the back of the forge. This is just your standard back door, probably for getting like shipments in. The alleyway you're in is long enough to hold a cart, so it's probably where they get shipments into the back of the store, and it's a bigger, wider, almost barn door situation. So she opens it up, and she has the letter in her hand, and you can see that she looks a little emotional. She says, "What are you all doing outside of my shop? Do you think you are sneaky?" And she'll look, and she'll say, "What is this, Pyre? Are you being serious with this?"
When haven't I acted with the utmost sincerity?
She looks around. She says, "Get inside." And she opens the door. She looks around in the range and like up in the air a little bit too. And she says, "Get inside."
He walks in.
Do you all walk into the back of the smithy?
Yeah, he beats her head. No.
We're out of the rain.
You were at the front of the shop, and now you are met with the back of the shop, and the beauty in the woodwork doesn't. I mean, it changes a little bit. Everything's a little more function than form. Things aren't as fancy. They're very built with dwarven iron and stonework and woodwork. Everything is built to last. You can see there is a forge sort of built into the back, directly to your left when you walk in, and it seems to have like a key press in it for melting the forge for melting the actual metals, and the key press for forming the key. And you can see there's all these sort of slates sitting around in like stacks on large stone shelves, all these different sort of slates for different types of keys, or plates rather, and they're just sort of lined up. They're organized perfectly well. Like it's a perfectly organized mess. Each stack is almost some taller than even Pyre. These stacks of iron plates they would use to press and make keys, and the light is a little bit it's a little bit brighter back here. You can tell that there's probably some magical light spells cast in certain places to allow the lighting to be quite full back here for the craft to be done. As you enter into this sort of back forge area, this room, She closes the door behind you all as you get in here, and she says, she turns and she says, "So, this is very serious. What you just gave me here." Says, "This pyre, and I don't know if your friends know, but since you let them in, they must. Are you a double agent for the Harpers?"
I can't confirm or deny anything.
Says, "Why are you so dramatic?" She smacks you with the paper. She says, "If you're working with the Harpers, I don't know why you didn't..." And she looks and says,
The who? I don't know who you're talking about.
"Oh, shut up." She says,
That's what I tell him.
"Stop with all of that." Says, "If you're a Harper, then you know a Harper when you see one. You should have known when you came in. Were you just
Then why
teasing me?"
didn't you know me?
She says,
Damn it.
It's..." And she looks and she says, "Well, you're very convincing. You've been Lord Alliance for quite a while. Why did you never tell Tordik?"
Sorry.
Oh, my connection's going to shit.
Yeah, it's okay. Mine too. I think it's Discord.
Okay.
Oh, I'm changing. I'm going to change our region really quick. Yep.
Yeah, jump to east.
What? Oh.
How is it?
Better?
Can y'all hear me?
Way better.
Oh, yeah, it's better.
Better, cool.
Yeah.
And she'll smack you. Yeah, she'll say, says, "I've always been convinced, we've both been, me and my father, that you are Lord's Alliance. We only joined the organization a little while ago, but..." She says, if you were Harper all this time, why wouldn't you tell Tordik? Is whatever
It's
mission you're on that secret?
It's a more recent development, but
Are you working?
You know how these Harpers are sometimes.
I
And
lean
yes,
to
my
Bob.
cover,
No clue what
and
we're
he pulls out his Lord's Alliance badge. I just picture they have a police ID badge
Basically.
that they do. And he's like, my cover is very important here.
She says,
So that whole thing, that whole scene, for anybody else watching it.
Are you working with Mert? Or Three Strings? Who's your access point?
You ask a lot of questions.
And she says, "Because
But you give
I've
no
known
answers.
you. I've known you for quite a while." Says, I was only 60 and you weren't even born."
Listen, my access point might surprise you. Already, sit down. I know.
I can
it's not
imagine us three just
overwhelming.
watching Pyre being so confused, what the heck is
Pyre's
going
like-
on?
What's a Harper?
Listen,
I don't know.
I need you to swear to me.
Cross
You
my
will
arms and
tell
lean backwards a little bit.
She says, I've, and she says, "I've only been just sworn in as a member of the Harpers." She says, if your information is secretive, then maybe you shouldn't give it to me. But I'm angry that you came in when you did and acted the way that you did.
That's Pyre. That's how he usually acts with everybody.
Which is a test for the new initiate. My point of entry. One noble you may or may not know.
You know as well as I do what the Lord's Alliance did to our family. Ousted us,
I do.
cut us off
I
from
will
everything.
say,
What did the Lord's Alliance do?
When did you leave them?
I'm just over here.
She says, "Yeah, they're not even paying attention." That's perfect. You guys got cut out of the conversation. She says, "When did you leave them? Same time as Tordik was kicked out?"
2 years ago. Somewhat more recent.
She said, "What
I'm
made you
back in
leave?"
town.
Soma.
She said,
My true lord.
It's on fire.
The Lord's Alliance.
Information. No.
And
"What do you say?"
I
Pi?
say my true lord has also left the Lord's Alliance.
And she says,
And I give her a big wink.
She says, "We know that he did. We just didn't know where your allegiances lied exactly, or where his really." Says,
Reynard is a friend. You can trust him implicitly.
says, "We can try, but the Lord's Alliance refusal to break all connection with the Gold Neverember and Neverwinter itself, Silverhand's decision to keep him in the organization, in Lord's Alliance, they can't be trusted. You know that. as well as I do.
That's why I'm here. To keep an eye on them, to keep an and do what we need to do.
Wherever to
So
go.
about this key.
She looks at. She says, "I can't help but be curious. Is your mission so secretive that you couldn't tell me? You shouldn't." She just back and forth.
And he leans in. He's like,
Isn't her thing so secretive? She didn't tell him.
We can ask later. I'm still confused what's going on here.
Okay.
Okay.
What does he
Thought
say
that
when
was
he leans?
hypocritical.
What does he say when he leans in?
I will say the one thing I can let you know is the Lord's Alliance, they think I am a double agent against the Harpers. But I'm actually working against I am the famed Quadra agent.
It's so famous.
She looks at
I've
you-
never heard of it.
I can't tell if you're just bullshitting me more. Could you stop teasing me?
That is bullshit. That is bullshit. I'll tell you that. But
she just
you know, maybe I'll clue you in. You tell me what I need to know. I'll let you in on the mystery a little bit.
Please do.
She looks at. She says, "If you're working for the Harpers," and she says, "I trust enough that you do. It makes sense." And she says, she looks at the paper, and yeah, she seems convinced in the writing. Your charisma check was really good, and I think it tied into being really good at writing that symbol
Also-
out too.
Pyre has perfect handwriting.
It's like
so you know.
super,
It's
like you
very
knew. You're like,
nice.
what would Harpers
It's
say?
very
I know what the
pretty.
fuck Harpers would say.
It's
She was convinced, man. 28 charisma. She's just like, I'm pretty sure. She's like, well, if you're a Harper, then you know about the situation with the Zentarum. That
Yes,
some
the
of them
Zentarum
are,
and the Zenithar.
yes, that some of them are being arrested, taken in. Davil Star Song, know the name?
Yep, of course.
Star Song.
Do you?
Keep bullshitting, man. Just keep. We're getting
He's
everything
too
now.
far in.
You
Just
do
keep
know the
going.
name Davil Star Song.
Sick.
That,
Yeah, it was in the paper. It was in the paper you were given to by Barnabas
the
Blastwood.
elf. Yeah, the elf guy. or
The
something.
handsome elf gentleman who was arrested. She'll
Ah.
say,
I know which one. Okay.
What of them? What did you get into this time?
and she's thoroughly convinced. So she's not going to test and poke what you know. So I'm not gonna have her be like and just go. She'll be like, well, I mean, then you would also know full well of, since you seem privy to the situation with the Zentarum and the Xanathar, that not all the Zentarum are bad. That some of them
Oh, of course.
came in a splinter faction and caused all the disruption that's currently here. We were working with...
This great Manchun has caused way too many difficulties.
I'm not sure I know what you're talking about there.
I guess I just am a little more in the know. They'll catch you up. They'll catch you up. It's in the next.
It's fine.
letter.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh.
And
It's at the next seminar.
he says, I would be interested.
I peer reviewed their next.
I would be interested to know what you know, Pyre, but as though my curiosity may get me killed, the first rule of the Harper is information is as dangerous as a dagger to the heart.
Yes.
And she'll say, maybe it's best that you keep knowing what you know, but if you want to tell me anything, you should. But you shouldn't. And she'll just... Anyway, we were working with some of the Zentarum, the good kind, and you should know that full well, to try to clear their names. But the Lord's Alliance and the Grey Hands, along with the city guard, did what they needed to do to take them in. And we're hoping that the situation, justice, will see its way out. Though Lady Silverhand has her issues, she's a much better lord than the prior. Hopefully they are released in time.
Lady Silverhand leaves much to be desired.
Says, agreed, but better than her former, I would say tenfold. In any
Infinitely.
case, we are working with some of the Zentarum, the Harpers, in the background. I'm sure you already know this. Trying to help them here and there. There were a few upstarts, some new recruits, came in a couple days ago, flashed his Zentarum badge, asked for a key to be made. We did a little bit of a background on them, seemed to check out with a local one of the others. Let me get their name real quick. She's going through some papers as I go through some papers of a name that's important here. Oh, should be in loose ends here. Istrid Horn, individual, worked with Devil Star Strong. Said they check out. So we made them that key right there. If you want their names, we have them in a book in the safe behind me.
All right. I just need to know where they are now.
Says, I believe they live in an old tenement in the dock ward. I know that Todrick had to go there a couple of days back. An old windmill been made into a hostel or something, and it's pretty low down. Your standard Zentarum thug place, but they needed a key for their apartment. Apparently, they've been doing some work. Do you want their name? I have it.
I'll take it.
And you see her go over to the dwarven safe. You see it. It's very complicated, and it makes a series of ticks and pings, and it'll open, and you see large stacks of papers, much stacked like the plates made to precision. They're perfectly. They're not a single one sort of out of place. Dwarven precision in every craft. Let me crack this open. Yeah, she'll say. The individual who placed the order is named Erlaster Gone. Worked with some other guy, Kibbins. I never got his first name. Working together under Davil, I think. Well, I don't know who they're working under now after he went to jail almost a week ago. No, not a week, maybe a couple of days. That's recent news.
Perfect.
And she says, I can give you directions. Father had them written down. She'll hand you a piece of paper. This is where they wanted us to go to deliver the key. Perhaps they'll know more about why that was in a mausoleum.
They undoubtedly gave you the wrong specifications for the lock, but I believe this is all in order. Everything looks good here. You've done great work. I'll make sure the upper command Harper's hear about this.
I will report. I will be reporting this meeting with Mert.
Go ahead. In fact, I'm sure he'll be thrilled.
All right. And she's convinced, like, this is your charisma roll. You're getting her in so much trouble, man.
All right, guys, we gotta solve this before she meets with Mert.
Okay.
All right, perfect.
And she'll be lucky enough I meet him tomorrow for breakfast, so it'll be soon as possible.
Safe.
Oh shit!
Okay.
And she says,
Fast, like,
she
holy
says,
crap.
safe with you as well. And she kind of like presses you can see that she kind of like rubs a bit of her like fancy shirt because she's taking off the thing, and you can see as she sort of rubs it, the symbol of the harp shows up for 1 second, and she'll rub out that symbol, and it shows up just a minute in that fancy shirt, and she'll be like, I'll
Tom, you
hopefully be
monster.
seeing you again.
Yeah, the fire like flashes. He like snaps his fingers and does produce flame, but it produces a harp.
The harp. She's like,
In flame.
she smiles,
And she's
like assured.
She's like, now that I know for sure we're co-workers, though, there's nothing. It's best to keep things out of the workplace, just so you know.
And she's,
All right.
oh,
He walks out.
she says, she looks to the rest of you, just kind of like, well, you're all good at playing along with him, but I'm done being fooled. Out of my shop.
This way, peasants. Let's go.
Okay.
She'll close the door behind you.
Bye.
She'll say, "Stay safe," and the music always follow you. And she'll lock the door behind
What?
you guys.
When he walks out,
She thinks
he
you all work
adjusts
for the
his
Harpers.
collar and he's like, I beat to my own drum. And he just,
He's playing all the factions. He's just like, yeah.
yeah.
He's got like 4 badges. They're like he's got like a necklace. It's like he's like Pokemon Gym Master. He's got like every single one in the inside of his jacket, and he kind of covers.
Listen, if the Harpers get upset with me, I'm not too afraid. All the Harpers do is they sit around and talk and don't do anything.
It's evening, my friends, and the rain is pouring down.
So, do we want to turn in for the night? Do we want? Oh, I thought that did not mean to just make a big pink streak.
Grab it and destroy it.
Tool I selected.
I am so confused, Pyre, but we should head back.
Pyre, there's so much I didn't know about you. Oh my gosh.
Do you like
double agent?
No, I think he's
Quadra agent, like I said.
No, Keeling, no. No.
How did you get that?
I don't think he's serious.
When you've been in the game long enough, it just happens.
You're nice.
check.
Mean, buddy.
You don't have to make an insight check. You know.
You piece of shit.
You want me to make an overall deception for you guys?
If you want. No.
That's player decided.
If you guys decide, he gives off a 13. He's a solid 13, just like his looks. 13 out of 10.
Oh, I believe you. 13. Heck yeah.
Wow.
Also, why would you lie?
Listen, Pyre will tell you the truth when we get back home.
Sure.
But
Someone's just processing everything that you said, and she's like, I have no clue what just happened. Like, what are Harpers? What the musical stuff? And
That's right,
Oh man,
I missed the temple. I missed the
simpler life.
The simpler life. Martina, I wish you were here. I can't stand this guy. No.
What are you talking about?
I mean,
Keeling and Pyre infinitely more useful than Radaro and Martina.
Yeah,
my
we have
sister.
our own Shatterbot that hits us during every combat encounter.
Who else is gonna dig these graves?
First, I gotta make graves
Just
to dig.
grab her
Sorry,
like one of
friends.
those. Just grab her like one of those monkey toys and point them at the enemy. Like
Where to, guys?
we're
We
heading
need
home.
another sorcerer with catapult who can catapult Keeling into the group.
Yes.
And then, or can she catapult herself? She just...
Since the nights are getting warmer, we see steam coming off of the stone as though sort of the warm, misty day is completely put away, but now it's replaced with the steam of the hard rain that hits the stonework in the night as you are dropped off at Troll Skull Alley via one of the many multiple horse-drawn, like 3 horses on either side, total 6 horsepower trolleys that drops you off into the rainy Troll Skull Alley. You can see across the street the damages and the cafe still hold true from the explosion that was only a few days ago. Much of it is cleaned up, but you can see that it's sort of just cordoned off. You can see there are boards that are put up. The stain of the blast itself still holds to the stonework, reminding you of the attack so close to your home. We could probably even see, not quite washed away yet, just sort of the outlines of the bodies in the streets as well. The crime scene that is Troll Skull Alley ever since the explosion went off. And yeah, you guys enter into your home. We hear the flapping wooden doors clock behind you. And yeah. Let's oh, whoa. That's not home. That's the Yawning Portal. That's not home.
Floon.
So we should probably get an early start tomorrow. If that meeting doesn't go well with her Harper colleague, they might interfere and it just gets messy.
So you're not.
I am not a Harper, sadly. I needed to keep my cover up. Until we got here, I am a member of the Lord's Alliance, although really only in name these days.
But wait! But that's what a Quatra agent would say.
And he winks.
Keeling.
More like a Tetra
No,
agent in
Keeling.
this regard, but Quadra.
Keeling. No.
I'd be a Quadra agent. Well, if I'm playing the Lord's Alliance into playing the Harpers, I am a triple agent, although if I'm also playing you.
Pyre, do
Why
you
would you
lie
do
so
that?
often, or is it just...
You know I'd never play with your heart, Keely. And he downs a bunch of apple juice.
As you guys are seeing her being served by Lif, an individual walks up to you, Solma, the dwarven rogue Hiccup.
Hiccup!
He walks up to you. He is he's no facial hair, no hair. He's completely bald. There, he's built like a brick, and he's a little bit slow, but he tends to.
He's built like a brick.
He's built like a brick.
Not even a
And
brick house. It's just a brick.
he's a little bit slow, and he also takes to enjoy cleaning this floor of the room and kind of keeping track of the mail. And he comes up to you and he's like, Grandmaster Soma, a letter in the mail came on and he looks and says, came with this, and he holds up a what looks to be like some like snake skin.
Snakes. Not again.
Oh shit. Where is it? Where is the fucker? It just sheds some skin.
Thank you so much, and take the letter and the snake thing from him.
Yeah.
Well, I was sent a snake before.
Snakes are
Bless you. Fuck no. Sorry. No.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, what did they write to me?
You opening it up right here.
No. I'm going to go into my room and be a good...
This message will self-destruct.
This message is...
check for traps and then check the letter. Because I'm a smart guild master. Yes, I am.
Too late. You've already got the anthrax.
Long if I don't come back in 5 minutes to come get me.
Hey, I'm immune to disease as a paladin, so
Open Pyre. You have nothing to lose. Sorry. I'm so sorry, that was me.
Nope, that's all you. It's a felony to open somebody else's mail.
Well, you lie too much, so that is like, it's like fitting.
Fire's a liar, but he's not a criminal.
Oh, really?
Wow.
So it's not a criminal offense to claim to be part of a faction you're not a part of?
As long as
Storm into an underground crypt and steal a key.
He had a key. He had a key
Create
to
a bunch
that
of
crypt.
bodies that
We
need
got
to
a
carry.
key to go to that crypt. We were told by the owner to go there.
Yep.
Completely legal.
Mm-hmm. Lasso some poor dude that's being levitated by a monk.
Poor criminal who tried to kill me. I know, right? You guys are the criminals. Pyrus killed 0 people this campaign. You guys are the killers.
Well, you
Okay.
killed the person with the puppies at the beginning, the evil doggies.
Yeah, you
No,
just
those
roll
were
out.
shadows. Those weren't real people. Those were undead.
Their shadows are people as well, okay?
No,
They are
listen,
people.
undead die. Undead are not people.
Shadows
But
are
still-
They
people
take
too.
extra damage from divine smite. They will die. If you turn my cooler move into an even cooler move, doesn't matter. I'm gonna use it.
So I will look at the thing and I'll be like, shit. Guys, would you like to join me in my quarters for a few seconds?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be that blunt about it, so I feel like I guess I have to.
You wish. And I'll walk up. And when we get up there, I would like to maybe, check. Does it seem suspicious, this leather? Does it seem like something
It
different about it?
seems. Make an insight check.
Mm-hmm. Inside. Which shall be 24.
Fireball right on the back.
So much insight.
It is unpleasantly plain.
This is so plain.
It is.
How dare
It is as nondescript as it seems as
8.5
though.
by 11, I see.
It seems as though somebody
Times
made
New
effort to make it
Come
utterly ununique.
This ununique
12
letter.
point.
I shall open the ununique letter. Well, you said also I got the medallion, yes?
What are the margins? Like inch and a half? Is it...
Default.
What medallion?
You said some kind of well, the snake symbol is on the letter, or is
Double-spaced.
it like the snake is away from the letter, or is it together?
It's snake skin.
It's written in a 5 paragraph.
And it
essay.
seems
Got
to
it,
be
got
what
it.
was used to seal the letter. It's probably on there.
There's a precise
It's probably
clear
still
thesis
on there.
statement.
Sealing the letter.
So I
It's
know
like-
it's from the Zentium.
Yeah, it's like a snake
And
skin, like whatever, like the wax stopper is, but it looks like someone like melted, like layers, or they just sort of designed it to look like snake skin in the press.
It's my favorite letter already.
Okay, I shall open this plain letter with the snake skin on it, looking at the dead snake on the floor still from this morning.
This essay I will address. Don't actually use them.
All right, yeah. You see,
Guys, help yourself, sit down, and I open the letter.
Fire doesn't sit because he's more dramatic if he paces back and forth.
I sit with a bounce on the bed where it's like,
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna have to ad-lib this letter a little bit because it doesn't
Okay.
give me any information on what exactly. It just gives me like what it says this, but no actual details of the writing. So I'm gonna ad-lib it a little bit and make it fit. I would say that the writing is it's decent. It's quite nice. But it's very it has a rustic feeling to it, where it's just kind of like written in a very plain hand, someone who's direct and to the point. It says, "I know you are an enemy of the Xanathar, and I know you've received a letter from Istrid Horn.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. Okay. Shoot horn.
Do not trust him.
Straight horn. Do not trust.
If you want the Xanathar, I know how to get to him.
Ooh.
I'm willing to try to work with you again."
Again.
Okay.
It says, "Meet me in 10 days."
Okay.
Signed, Martina. Dong!
It says, "Meet me in 10 days at the
Martina Dong.
Oh my god. You guys are doing it. Says, "Meet me in 10 days at the Yawning Portal Tavern." Signed, Floxen.
Oh, hey, it's that fuck. Let's go walk into another trap.
Okay. Okay.
It probably said somewhere in there, probably even at the beginning, "You impressed me. You're alive." that would probably say something like that. Along those lines.
Yep. Okay. Just trying to remember how he looks like.
So, we know we can trust Istrid then, right? If this person... I mean, we can't trust anyone.
yeah, right.
Can't even trust me. Maybe I am Urstel Floxen.
You keep receiving all kinds of mail.
Yeah, I do.
I line it up as you leave. Just like, what's the mail today? When they get back.
I put
right.
this new thing on my wall of mystery.
Of
and-
mystery. My wall of mystery. I love it. You can
Well,
tap
10
it up there.
days. That's,
Put a line to Urstel Flux.
Yeah.
cool.
Yep. Okay, so it wasn't a
Backup
trap.
lead.
We will have
Yawning
something.
portal.
Yes.
If he was trying to trap us, he wouldn't suggest the yawning portal.
I hope not.
He
at
wouldn't.
least.
If Durnan knew shit was going down in the yawning portal, he'd jump in and kill everybody. All right.
Definitely, yeah.
He wouldn't.
Yeah,
He
that's a
wouldn't
big
put up
thing.
for that
It's a
shit.
safe place. That's a
It's-
full tell.
Listen, Floon will be there too. We can get
Floon.
Floon on our side.
Yeah. Ooh, Floon.
We
I
can
mean, you
trust
guys did
him.
just kill a bunch of the agents. It could easily be like the safe place for him as much as you guys.
Yeah.
We also know he is a wanted man for just all the Zentarum are now going to jail,
Mhm.
and he's bad man.
Yeah, but
So,
apparently he knows how to get to the Xanathar.
Well, we got 10 days. In the
Mhm.
meantime, we want to check on those other Xanathar tomorrow.
Let's
Or
see,
other Zentarim tomorrow, not Xanath thing.
So the
It's
other
Xanathar.
ones are the ones that you discussed with.
Yeah, the key.
Yeah.
Who may have the Stone of Galore as we
Okay.
speak.
Okay. So let's rest. Early in the morning, we'll head there, and hopefully nothing too bad happens.
Let's head out early before sunrise. That way we get there.
Okay.
First
3
thing.
o'clock? 4 o'clock?
About 5.
5. Okay.
5:30. 45.
Liv will be ready with snacks. Okay.
Just trying to get that extra 15 snooze
Oh my
minutes.
god.
Well, maybe we say 5, but we know actually 5:30.
Go ahead
We
and
gotta take
reset
5 because of Keeling, right?
y'all's HP and stuff.
Woo!
yes.
Long rest, we did it, guys. Kristen can contribute now.
I was so ready. I was so ready to be like, I was waiting for someone else to make the joke, but it's like, I open the letter, make a Constitution save. I gotcha.
I
Roll
always
initiative.
forget.
Guy
Yeah.
jumps out of the shadows.
Oh my god, that's great.
It's
All
the,
right.
It's the midget dwarf we never killed. He's
Revenge.
No, he will come in our darkest hour.
During the night, I would like to maybe carve something for
Turn of the
Keelan.
tide. Look to the east.
Ooh, you're carving something for Keeling.
Yeah.
To the top of the hill.
I'm going to make her like a little plaque that says grave digger, or how we now her new name, so she can just put it above her bed just to feel like good about herself. She went through some shit. She deserves some motivation. And plus, Martina didn't appreciate my presence, so maybe Keeling will, somebody will appreciate my gifts.
We're getting some replacement syndrome
There's
here.
some loaded woodworking there.
So much. She misses.
Oh, I have a
your
better
sibling.
sister now.
Not a better, okay? Keeling appreciates what I do. And Martina, she will always be remembered. While she lays in the grave behind the back. It's fine. It's okay. No trauma. I make her a plaque too. The one who would always run away.
The grave digger and the grave dog.
Fung and I are sitting at the bar. I didn't get the plaque. Did you get a plaque, Fung? What the fuck?
Fang got plenty of those back at the temple. He's like, oh yeah, like a whole pile just in the back, hidden away because there's so much of
They
it.
don't believe
Where's
in
our
plaques.
participation award?
What? What did you say, Ed?
They don't believe in plaques.
Nobody appreciated my plaques. I would make them.
Out of
Maybe
wood.
they will hear.
You got a lot from Master. I think it's Nanu or whatever. I believe it's
Not
Master.
some.
Manu?
I'm.
Master Nanu. I think.
Nanu, yes.
Yeah, I think he probably got a lot of like. Oh, the
Yes.
greatest award in life, Solma, is living one's life. You do not need a plaque to... And it's like, you just come with a bunch of plaques, just like, why do you keep making so many plaques?
Fun.
Material things, never mind.
All right.
Yeah,
That's what broke me.
Master Nanu did not like the plaques.
Okay.
Let's rock and roll.
Yes.
Yeah, we come to day 2 as the is filled with fog.
Perfect.
Yeah. You guys heading to the first on the docket of day of the next day. To
doing
go
our stretches, doing our morning
Day
stretches.
2 perhaps filled with a 5-minute break.
Oh yes, let's do
Yeah.
a quick 5-minute break and come right
Since
back.
this
We
is
will
9
talk to
o'clock.
y'all.
Start
in
every
a
day
moment.
with a 5-minute break.
Bye. 5 minutes. We'll be right back. live once again, my friends. Welcome back. Here we are in the world of Toril, Conan Faerun, City of Waterdeep. Y'all just cool with me skipping y'all right to this windmill?
Let's go.
All right.
Yep.
We open on our.
5 things in the Zablob shop on the way.
Oh yeah. One hit up
if
the
you play
Zablob
the,
shop. Let's do it.
If you play the punch out montage.
Oh my.
Do you want the initiative roll now? It's 0.
Oh my god.
God.
We're doing
0. Oh my god.
Good thing we got that one out of the way.
Woo! There's the fake initiative roll right
Wow,
there.
look at that 6-0, man.
Look at that goose egg.
That is amazing.
Yep.
We
Oh,
see
God.
our party. Our scene
Fire gets
comes
ugly.
in. Our camera moves its way in past the stacked tenements of the Dock Ward, one of the oldest wards in the city, possibly next to the Southern Ward itself. And as we come up to the Dock Ward and we make our way over sort of the fog that fills the darkened streets, even midday, the fog that sort of fills the I would say whited out streets of the Dock Ward makes it that much more eerie, and the fog coming in from the bay as well, pushing its way in, would make it just sort of extra difficult to see through. And you we would probably make our way above those tenements and rest upon a sort of just circled out area, an outlined area where the fog is it's still thick here, but it's just we're able to see the scene set before us as we look upon a 2-story rundown, old as you can possibly imagine. Maybe this could be the oldest building in Waterdeep, guys. It is an absolute wreck. We see a windmill that seems as though it's barely holding together. You're looking at it, you're waiting for it to fall in on itself. This thing is covered from head to toe. You are on the worst possible side of town when it comes to the dock wards right now, by the way. Getting into this area has been sketchy as hell, the kind where you sort of look down an alleyway, hear like glass smash, a cat screech, and a bunch of people look over your way and sort of like put their hoods up and move, and it's just like, along with the fog, it's just come to be a very uncomfortable entry into the current situation you are in. This building, this old windmill, has other buildings sort of built around it, shoved towards it. It seems almost as if they're trying to push it out, trying to just like shove it out of existence and thug this building out of Waterdeep itself. It doesn't look like it belongs here anymore. It's from an older time. Covered in graffiti. Everywhere you see graffiti written all over the place. You say old graffiti written over with worse graffiti. You see DeGalt Neverember can suck my ass, and then right on top of that is the same thing, but it's about Silverhand, and it's just horrible. And some of it's in Dwarvish, some of it's in Elvish, and it's just like the worst possible slurs you could possibly think of are just all over the walls of this building, covering it.
I
There's
lean into the
garbage
party
heaped
and
up.
I say, if I was really a member of the Lords of Alliance, I'd be offended.
You're just like holding in the rage. Look, he's just holding in. How dare they talk about my lady that way?
Coming out.
Pyre's the kind of guy who probably thinks he could do a better job.
Oh, okay. No, that makes sense.
He's young and dumb.
Garbage is everywhere. What would have been maybe a little bit of like a lawn area, the grass is dead. There's just garbage everywhere, and it heaps up to the side of the building as if it's just slowly accumulated and gotten pushed up there, caught in the wind and the rain at some points. It's sort of molded together in certain places where the garbage itself is just absolutely caked under the sides of the buildings. There is multiple wooden doors before you. I'll show you the map. You see a couple of wooden doors. They're hanging onto their hinges well enough. Any kind of windows that you spot are iron frames, smashed out glass. The building, something unique about it, a lot of the graffiti that got up higher, it was less, obviously, because it's harder to get to. But it doesn't matter because it's all whited out completely by seagull droppings. It is just, this thing is covered in a cake of white on the very top. This place smells. You can see flies everywhere buzzing around you, kind of situation. This is a pretty bad part of town you're in. You see 3 doors before you. One seems to be a little rougher than the others and a little wider, suggesting an entry door. And these 2 look to be smaller, probably actual like apartments. And they seem like not doors original to the building. This door looks original to the building, but it's somehow still hanging in there, more sturdy. These ones over here look like they're just sort of hanging on, and they probably at one point were windows, and they smashed out the bottom to make a door. So these look to be like actual tenement doors, like people live in there, and this looks to be an entry into the building itself.
Nope. I walk up to it and knock on it. Pyre's got big dick personality right now. He's going for the big door.
Boom, boom, boom. It swings open. It's not locked. It would immediately from the pressure it would swing open.
It's a trap. Again. Why?
Pyre announces himself. He says, "Hello, I am looking for one. Erlister gone."
Do you look inside? Do you have dark vision or anything?
Oh, you know I do.
He does.
And you know what? I hold some fire out so everybody else can see into.
Yeah, the door's only cracked open, so I think only you can see in unless you open the door the whole way.
No, that'd be rude. I'm not opening the whole way.
Yeah, you're just peeking inside. You see what looks to be like there's garbage everywhere. The smell is horrible. You can see it's caked up against the side of the walls, and it's like where they have to push it out of the way to make a path that you can walk. There's bird shit literally everywhere. What pieces of wood planks you can see, there's sort of holes in. It looks to be an entryway, and you can immediately see that there's another door across the way, but it seems to be like this is it. You're not walking into a home. You're walking into like a hallway that probably leads to more homes. You're walking into the apartment opening.
All right, I walk in.
All right.
Yeah. And I tell everybody, guys, we're not doing the graveyard plan. No, we're not doing that.
The stench is pretty bad.
Probably that's a one-time thing.
Before we go in, can I please make a perception check outside?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I join?
To see if people are either nearby waiting for us to enter or something.
Yeah, I see shit. Literally. Nothing. I'm too distracted by the smell.
You notice what I described to you.
That's why I don't even try.
We still have faith, Tom. Okay.
All right, I walk up to the next door, knock on that one, rinse, repeat.
All right, yeah, this door is answered pretty quickly. The door swings open, and you see. Describe to me your best give me your best homeless person, Tom. Give me like what is this like? This is pretty. What do they look like?
What are you doing here?
What do they look like?
Yeah.
He's got a unkempt
male or female
beard. He's
it's like in Rent.
He's really tanned, kind of like scraped up a little bit.
All right.
He really doesn't want to see me right now. He really is not interested in talking to me.
Any unique feature about this person that we would immediately notice?
He hates me because everybody loves me. That's a unique feature.
Yeah, he opens the door. I think, yeah, we can see his beard. Like, there's a little bit. There's probably some of the seagull droppings like in there, kind of thing, encrusted in the corner or whatever. You wonder, maybe not. You're not sure, but like it looks like he recently ate something and has not cleaned that beard in a long time. So there's a lot of cake on it, and he'll just go, who are you?
I am just passing by.
He says, I squatting here. This is my spot.
You are allowed by law to be here, and I wish to defend that right you have.
He looks around. He's like looking behind you. Are you guys all still outside?
We're looking, thinking, in like what's going on.
You guys are looking around outside. What's Keeling before we continue, Par?
I'm like right behind the group area, just like.
Yeah,
I already forgot why we're supposed to be here.
You're all still checking out this building. Go ahead.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to understand like how people can be so messy. Wow. This is terrible. No. Sorry.
No, I love it.
Distracted by terribleness. She's like, I miss nature. I miss mountains. I miss the smell of cleanliness. Mind. While picking if Fire's okay, because he should be fine.
He's
It's fine.
inside. You can't see. It's dark in there.
Scream if the attack.
Even if he's
Fire creates a fire of a thumbs up.
Okay.
You guys are, well, I'll say you could probably see him a little bit, but remember the weather. You're out in fog, and he's inside of a building with no light. It's already hard to see.
Fire.
Okay, I'm gonna be closer.
I know, but even though his hair is on fire, it doesn't actually emit light, because I can't give him an automatic light. He can do the light of the effect, and you guys could probably see that, but not much else.
I call back in Primordial and say, I'm good here. I'll let you guys know if anything happens. You're welcome to come in, whatever. But Primordial, it just sounds like it sounds like a campfire. It sounds like the sounds of like sparks going off and all that shit. That's his dialect.
Language.
Probably all the Genasi have a different dialect
tone to it.
This grizzled man looks at you just as you speak that way, and he's just like, "Yeah, fancy. You got friends?" And he looks over and he just kind of looks at you. And
he's like, I have money. Tell me where Lister Gone is, and we'll be on your way.
Gone?
Lister Gone.
And
where has he gone to?
I like that. No, I know where he is. How much money are you talking about?
I have but a gold piece. And he pouts a little bit.
And he looks at it and he says, "Show me."
He pulls it out. He keeps it close to him.
Yeah, you give that to me, I'll tell you where he is.
Other way around.
I says, "You're in my home. So."
No, you are in your home. I am in the entryway. I'm near the door. You doing
much as my home as anyone else's.
And it's just as much my home as yours, then. You just said it yourself.
Make a persuasion check.
We're saving the good shit.
I understand, Primordial. I did a good thing.
Hey.
We got
guys, we all have a secret language we could have been using this whole time.
Could be talking Primordial.
He tells me where he tells me where the horde is. He's like, I got the whole horde right back here.
It's right
Come
back
on
here.
in, buddy.
End of the adventure. It's right behind me. You
get a
solved
magical light.
my small riddle. It was me the whole time. It was Ed. I pop off the crappy beard and I just say, "Oh, here's gold, guys."
If Ed dies in the game, he dies in real life.
Why? Anyway, what really happens? Yeah, you're extremely persuasive with this individual. I think it's you saying that. He's just like, "I can tell you've been in the gutter yourself before. All right. I'll play by your rules. Says, you're looking for Gordon. He's upstairs. Can't miss his telling me. Be careful what you step. Stairs are slippery. He's got a fancy lock on his door. Just put it on any other day. Seems as though he's moving up in the world."
Perfect.
That gold?
Coin. Yep.
He catches it. It's real. It's real.
Just,
do you want anything else?
I won't be going. I look at it like, for your own safety, you may want to go shopping with your gold. We'll be done.
Oh, no, I'm catching what you're lying down. No, I'm catching it. He looks around and he says, "Fuck this place." He immediately steps out past you and is just like, he's just, "Molly." And y'all see so as you guys are like stepping towards the door, this old sort of like he's covered in rags kind of situation. Like he's got newer-esque boots that are a little bit nicer than the rest of his, but one's newer and one's a lot crappier. His beard is caked in this stuff. He steps out the front door, sees all you, and says, "Fucking shit's going down in a windmill tenement. Shit's going down. I'm out of here." And he immediately is just like moving past all of you. He's got a gold in his hand.
Bye.
Just fire in the sky.
Oh, shit's going down. Shit's going down. He's leaving right past all of you.
I walk back to talk to you guys. Team huddle in Primordial.
Yes.
And
I
I start to say it, and then I think I look at Fong, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Fong, I'm sorry.
It's obvious now that there are people watching through the doors.
I'm like, oh, Fong, you
understand.
I didn't know. Oh, great. And I lean in, and I'm like,
emotions to Solma.
I'm like,
He cares.
our man is upstairs. Ooh. Do we want to just assume they're guilty now? Or do we want to try and negotiate and trigger a trap? Or we walk up the stairs, Keeling blasts the door off the hinges, and we arrest everybody.
Well...
Do we have the ability to arrest people?
We have the ability to do whatever we want, Keeling.
Well, then let's do that one.
Oh.
Well, We should maybe think first before we act. At least that would be smart. Because I'm a leader. Sorry. You see Selma struggling. She's like, I don't know what to really say. Because every time she tries to plan something, it just goes to shit, pretty much. She's
All
like,
right, here's what's going to happen. We'll walk up those stairs. We'll ask to talk to them. They'll
Okay.
throw us the fuck off. We knock the door down.
Does anybody else have any different suggestions? So we
And
can,
there's slippery steps. I think the steps are trapped. I don't know what to do about that. I just thought
I can make somebody float. You all
That's
will
okay.
float.
That's okay. There won't be any more need of lassoing today.
Can I float myself to the window, hey? Not
Yeah, you can do that.
You can scope the building. So
You're
far,
outside
you
the
only see the
window.
front.
Yes, in the window. And distraction while you get in and stuff. Should we?
I don't know. I'm. Listen, if you guys want to sneak around, sneak in, and I'll make the noise at the front. I'm cool with that. These guys are our number one lead on where the stone is.
You're right. Okay. I shall go from the other side, and if it goes wrong, I can then maybe get them from the other angle, Try to be
Perfect.
tactical.
If you and Fang want to go one way, Keeling and I got the other.
Okay.
This way we can split up, cover more ground.
Sure.
Because
Okay.
that's what you want to do in D&D.
Yes.
Split. All right, break. And that was all in Primordial.
Yes.
And I head off. I'm like, Keeling, let's go. And they run off.
Be safe.
I'm like, you guys better hurry. 'Cause we're gonna-
Go ahead and
Okay,
move your
okay.
guys' tokens where you want to actually be, and then we'll
we
figure
step
out
up the wind.
Okay.
y'all's
I
situation.
can't.
I hand Keeling a torch.
Okay.
So she can see.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I light it, and I hand it to her.
Oh,
Earth Genasi can't see in the dark?
no, I don't have any special dark.
You don't have dark vision?
Fire is the only one.
We
Oh my
are
God.
blind.
Just kind of. I feel like with dark vision, they kind of just like eeny meeny miny moed it. Like
That's
like,
kind of
you guys
weird.
get it.
You're all Genasi, like
Yeah.
you're
It's
gods.
specific to the fire trait.
I think
I can
Like-
see through wind.
Dragons can see in the dark. Dragonborn don't get dark vision.
I think it's a situation where dark vision starts to seem like it's an absolute necessity. It's not. You can use other stuff. It's not necessary to if every character, every race in the game has dark vision just to get that out of the way.
Well, I mean, like stuff like humans and stuff shouldn't happen.
Oh
but
shit, guys! You
it
can walk
just
through the
doesn't
walls
make-
the whole time.
I can see Earth Genasi not having it. I can actually see where only fire has the way
But
to.
Earth
I think
Genasi, like if they
water
live in
should have it.
caves and in forests and stuff,
Water is underwater. Like
Darkness.
how would I be able to see in the dark?
it makes total sense.
I mean, they get
You sure
they
as
get a
hell can't have
spell. They
fire
get,
under there.
they get a spell. They're very versatile. I don't know. I think
Anyway,
I'm cool with it.
moving on with the plan.
Yes.
This
So,
will be on our podcast if you guys want to listen to that.
I think
later.
variant humans should have dark vision.
I think they should be. They should have everything.
They're just
Every-
variant human. I mean,
Everyone should have
They're
dark
just
vision.
different. They're variant. Who knows? Who knows
That
what
was
that
dark
means?
vision anyway.
Fung
Yeah,
and
but on the
Solma.
plan.
So I'm gonna ask each of you. So Pyre, Keeling, where exactly are you
Uh-huh.
heading? You guys are taking the stairs, correct?
I don't know what they're doing.
Solma and
I will-
Fung. Yeah, what are you guys doing?
I would like to see if there's like a window or something, like just to get to that level and maybe peek in? Like,
There's
I wonder.
There's three
Three
windows on
windows.
this floor, and there's 4 on the second.
Huh.
There is a window on the second floor right above where you are.
Okay, I'm gonna try to float there.
Okay, yeah,
with
you
my-
absolutely can. If you spend that ability for the day, you can lift yourself up, Soma. At the same time that you're doing that, you are probably seeing Pyre and Keeling making their way up the absolutely bird shit caked stairs. Like, there are layers upon layers of the way it's sort of dripped down waterfall style down these stairs, and you are stepping on very soft stone. You imagine stone somewhere under there.
Oh, can I do it secretly while I'm floating? I don't know. Like, can I be like inconspicuous as I could be?
You want to try to stealth on your way up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. There are plenty of footprints like left over in like the muck of this, but they're kind of just like you step where the old feet are, and it's a little bit harder. You can tell where people don't put their feet on the stairs. Like the sides are really gooey. As Soma rises, as Pyre and Keeling get their feet covered in bird droppings here, Fung, what are you doing?
Can I see if anyone is watching us?
Yes, yeah. There are 2 people watching. There's definitely easily enough to see there are individuals on the other sides of each of these tenement doors.
Do I know if they've noticed us?
Yeah, they're probably looking right at you. There's probably a reason why both of those doors are filled.
Are they hostile?
To you, right now?
What do they look like? Are
They look like people
they got their
behind
weapons
doors.
out, or are they like following, or are they?
They're rickety doors that you can't quite see the other side of. You can just sort of see the silhouette of, obviously, there are people watching over here. And that probably... You didn't notice those people until that one guy walked out and said, "Shit's going down, shit's going down." And he walked right by those doors.
Okay. I will wait as near to where Solma may potentially land as possible.
Catch me!
Okay. So
I shall whisper the information. They're walking up really disgusting stairs.
From 30 feet above me?
I'm whispering really loud.
Selma will sort of disappear up into the fog of the second floor. You can still sort of see her a little bit. It's not complete disappearance, but you can see
Like
her.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, she just dims away into more of a silhouette as she lifts up to the second floor. Yeah, let me just grab this.
I'm checking every window, just like seeing if I see somebody.
On this side, there's just one window on the bottom, and there will be one more on the top over here.
Okay.
On this side. Yep.
I'm going to take a deep breath and pray to Istis.
Okay, Solma, you lift your way. I'm going to move you on the map. Everyone should see where you go. To the, let me just make sure. Let me confirm what you see. Here.
I see all.
See all. Cool, yeah, you lift yourself up to the second floor story. You are all the way up there. And we're going to cut over to Keeling and Pyre right after I explain that you have just made your way up, and you immediately start to hear the sounds of pigeons cooing. And that gets stronger and stronger. And as you make your way up to this window, you can see that this chamber beyond, whatever it once was, you would not know, is caked in white. The white spills out of the window itself, and there are probably 1,000 pigeons shoved into this room, and they are everywhere. They are completely surrounded, and your stealth is enough that they would not freak out and have a bunch of pigeons fly out at you and knock down your concentration.
Keeling in that room.
Pyre and Keeling, you guys get to the top of the stairs, and at the very top you find more debris, more bird shit, more graffiti all over the walls. But you do see a piece of the windmill still holding on. The ancient millstone still holding to the center, that huge piece of stone and the wood pieces. It's quite rotted in a lot of places and definitely has seen plenty of graffiti, bird shit, and other stuff, but it's still there. You spot that, and you can also see that there are there's a huge window looking out into the street, since the part of the this part of the windmill itself actually sits out kind of in the middle of a street. The street kind of curves around it into kind of like a courtyard situation around the windmill portion itself, and they just sort of built these buildings onto the back. But you can see there's a larger window over here that looks out onto the city. It's not a bad view. It would be decent if this place didn't suck, but it's very much like high ceilings, like you're in feels like you're in an abandoned place. You can see there are plenty of footprints on the ground, but you're met with 3 different doors, one of which in the back has a very fancy lock on it.
All right. So I'm just. So our plan is really bad, guys. But I like these bad plans. They have personality. I just hope Solma can get somewhere useful, and Pyre too. Yeah, I hope I can get somewhere useful.
Yeah, I hope so.
And I'm gonna assume they're gonna be able to hear. Solma will hear where I am and just know based on that. So I'm gonna walk over to this door.
Are you being loud?
Okay.
Are you
I am
sneaking up to the
being
door?
loud.
You can hear a conversation
Where
at the
do I
top of the
want
stairs
healing?
coming from over here. You can hear a conversation coming from over here. You can hear the sounds of pigeons coming from over here.
Yeah, you know what? I walk in front of the door, and I motion for Keeling to maybe keep her up to you. You can be at the end of the room, or you can be right next to me. Both are great.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to break the door.
You guys...
Solma wants us to talk first. We're gonna
I
talk.
forgot.
And then we're gonna break it.
You hear a voice from inside, a very agitated voice. Volkar, where'd you put it? Listen, I have one. You're supposed to have one. Where is it? Do you know how much we paid for that? And you can hear the other side. Sorry, okay? Gee, like, I had it, and then it's gone, all right? It's got to be here somewhere. Listen, I'm pretty sure I left with it. He's like, I'm going to kill you. I swear to God. And you can hear an argument happening inside.
So this is where Artis went.
No, it's not Artis. I'm allowed to use that voice on other characters.
I motion to Keeling. I pull out the key that we have, and I'm like, oh.
Can I go around while they are doing that?
Yeah.
Can I go and try to see more windows? I saw the pigeon window.
Yeah, how long does it holds for a little while? So yeah, you can carry yourself all the way around. It takes a while. Which way do you want to go? Do you want to go upper to the which direction?
Good question.
You've got
left or
2 different
right?
ways you can go, and then I'm going to talk to Fung after I show you the next
It's
thing.
just
I'm going to go right. Yes, I'm
You
going
wanna
to
go
go
this
to
way?
the right. Yeah.
All right, yeah. You immediately start to hear the same loud argument that Pyre and them hear as you get closer to this window, of which you know that there probably is no glass to, as no glass would probably hold on. And he'll you hear him say, let me find something really quick. Say, did you get the money from Losser? Did you at least get that? No, I got it. Okay, I got the money. It's fine. And he's like, yeah, but you lose the fucking key. You lose the key, you get the money. It's one thing and another. This is why we don't work well together. And he's just like, God damn it, last dude, you just shut up. And he's like, we'll find it. It's here. As you're making your way around, Selma, you know that window is probably your perp. Back to Fung, who our dear mute friend, who is down here. You see Selma go out of sight as she moves over the tenement buildings attached to the side of this thing. You can't see through the window anymore. What's going on? You're very sort of isolated in this moment by yourself. What are you doing?
I
Fung?
dropped a dead pigeon before I went around to give him a stab.
By the way, when I made this plan, I just assumed Fun could spider climb.
I want to say you didn't. You're far too distracted with what you're doing here. You can make an intelligence check for me to see if you thought to warn Fung before you went all the way around.
Sure. I should be smart.
Send him a
about
dead
this,
pigeon,
honestly.
which I don't know what he's gonna know.
No. I would not send a dead pigeon. No, I can control wind. Maybe some kind of whoosh.
You can't control wind.
You know, it's a dream I have. Okay.
But you can't do it.
Unfortunately. We need to get you the feat that gives you a spell and get you some wind
Solo, the
cantrips.
last airbender.
I wish. I forget to tell him that I'm going around.
Okay, that's all good. I would be fine if you took a dead pigeon and fucking put a note and dropped it. That would be great.
Like,
but...
I rolled an 8. I don't know if I remembered to do it.
No,
Like,
it's fine.
no.
No, I don't think so. Not with an 8. I didn't see that you rolled. Fung, my friend, how's it going? What's happening down here?
Just kind of checking to make sure, like, Solma is definitely, like, I don't hear any movement or anything anymore. Are there any handholds?
Yeah.
On this, yes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Can I see where a potential, like, I don't know, coming
passive
up over
perception?
top
What's your passive?
on the battlement? 14?
Yeah, you can see one.
So wise.
Okay. I am going to roll an acrobatics check to get up there.
It would be athletics to climb, unfortunately.
To climb?
It would be. Acrobatics and
Can I
athletics
do
are...
a monk flip up?
I've seen this argument posted quite a few times.
This happens every other
Every other
session.
episode.
This happens
I know
all the time.
Acrobatics. Yeah.
I know it does.
Acrobatics and athletics are two different things. This is you actually climbing. No, you do not
I
like.
really don't want to go up those shit stairs, so I will.
I would say acrobatics if you were coming down. If you're going up, it's
Like,
athletics.
yeah, like.
If only you had the magical feat to spider climb.
You can bestow that on other people.
You can.
So I'm gonna climb the wall.
Kristen, do you have twin spell?
Give me
Can I
an
attempt to climb the
No.
wall?
Okay.
That would have been
You
cool.
can do anything. It's D&D.
Yeah, we can. Well, luckily,
You know,
Kristen, we can do anything. We're good.
Why couldn't I carry you? Why didn't I carry you?
You get about 10 feet up, Fung, and start to lose your footing. Make a dexterity saving throw for me.
That's not fun.
The rock. So it's not. It's
Oh
not
wait,
a fault.
no.
What?
Hang on.
What's up? What's up?
I rolled a dex check.
It's a saving throw. So what's your bonus?
You get
It is
+2, right? 2 more.
6.
Hey.
+6.
It would be
16.
so it's
So it'd be
plus 4 to plus so it'd be 12. Okay, you
Oh.
hold on tight.
Okay.
The rock does not loosen itself. You're able to get your footing again. You're 10 feet up. It would take another check to get the remainder of the way.
Okay.
As you're hanging there, let's get back over to Pyre
Leave me in
and Keely.
suspense.
Is the conversation died down in there? No.
Yeah, I mean, if you wait like 2-3 minutes, it dies down to the point where you can hear somebody working with some pots and pans, probably making some food, and then some probably light conversation of just like probably it would be probably something of, "We doing anything tonight?" No, we're not. No, we're not doing anything tonight. We're staying low. Wasser told us to stay low. We're staying low. All right. And he's just like, "I'm so fucking bored. You want to gamble?"
Knock on the
He's
door.
like, "My money's your." There's a complete pause. Make a perception
hello,
check. You and
I am-
Soma.
But a key salesman.
Perception.
Oh,
Hey. Hey.
Soma can hear some shuffling. Pyre hears a little bit more. You can hear.
Oh, one of you. One of you.
Definitely, Pyre. You can hear what sounds like there's some shuffling on the other side, and I would say it's definitely something got picked up that's made of metal. You hear a scrape. And then as you say that, what was your exact words?
Key salesman.
Key salesman. Oh
I
god.
am but a key
A
salesman.
key salesman. How thick are you laying it on, or are you trying to be a little more pizzazz? Thick as it gets.
He's not a traveling key salesman. Knock, 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 knock. Is your work here is very fine. I was just wondering if you.
We don't want any. Go away.
Okay, that's fine. You passed the test. I'm actually from our mutual friends. You know who. The ones that are.
Selma, at this
mutually
situation,
friends of us.
are you by any chance you hear this going down? Are you peeking in this window? I totally want to illustrate what they're doing on the other side.
Yes, I am peeking. I am peeking. Definitely.
You can see a situation. They both have shovels. All right, they both have big iron shovels.
Okay.
One, this shorter, sort of bald, dark-skinned gentleman. He has fair features. He's got his like arm up against the door. He's got his like hand on the door, and he's got a shovel in one hand, and the other one's behind him, like he's got his sleeves pulled up. And this is more of a sort of a little built, more brawny individual. Probably more your typical thug, but he has a angular face that suggests a little bit of attractiveness there as well. And he's got this sort of ready sitting there. And then when Pyre Zeal says that, you can see the one by the door turn back and just kind of like they're mouthing like this. You can't read mouths, but it's just kind of like, and there's just like, who the hell are you talking about? I don't know you. I don't know your voice. Go away.
Tell me, I was told that. Oh, where is his name? I lost his name. I lost the name.
No.
Erlister Gone.
Yeah.
Mr. Gone needed assistance.
Yeah, that's me. What assistance with what?
I was sent by
Who?
a certain locksmith to assess the quality of recently purchased keys.
Turns over and
Please, I do not appreciate being treated like this.
Selma, you can hear the whispers
open the
from the
door.
open from the open window. I think enough with your passive. It just says, "Toric, who send him here? I thought he was out of town."
I motion to Keeling. Let's take a few steps back.
Make a charisma persuasion check though for me, Pyre, before you do. I just want to see.
Before we walk away from the door.
Yeah. Because I was gonna ask you for it. I just wanted to see them like talking.
It's a 7.
Yeah. There's a lot of like. It's kind of like this doesn't smell. This smells bad. It doesn't look good. It's like, do you think it's
I wonder if I should go for the window
Make it so.
and be like, "Hey."
Okay, and then
I
Keeling.
point my finger at
Just before all this, Solma's getting ready, all y'all getting ready. We move over to Fung, hanging to the side of the windmill, as you all are getting ready. Fung, how's it going? What's going on? Up or down
10
here?
more feet. 10 more feet.
All right, let's try. Let's try. 10 more feet up. You see a window. It's right above you.
I'm trying to Assassin's Creed this shit, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going well.
You see a window
Doing
right
great,
above
honey.
you. Nice. You are able to you get a hand over the edge, and as you do, you feel just like a really soft, gooey texture. You get your hand over the edge, but you're able to. You don't slip. You're able to grasp onto it, and you immediately start hearing. Because you were just sort of like in that moment of I'm fucking climbing, you hear all the pigeons, and you kind of look over the edge, and you can see this entire filled up pigeon coop, and a couple of them look towards you, and they're getting ready to be pretty startled here. Do you want to make an animal handling check for me?
Does he have enough hands to handle all of them?
Do you animal handling check to be like? Everything's fine because they look. There's like 1,000 of them.
Pet them all.
There's like 1,000 of them, and they look like a little freaked out.
Sure. I can make
Just
an
picture
animal
the
handling
seagulls
check.
from Finding Nemo.
I'm just like,
Mine.
They all just turn over.
yeah.
Animal handling.
Animal persuasion.
Animal persuasion. You're just like, oh no, and they immediately just like, and they just like an entire fucking swarm. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, not to slip and fall out as this entire.
Hey.
You hold on one arm, and it's a situation of like hanging on from the side as like an entire like fucking flock of 1,000 fucking pigeons. It's just. And when they finally come all the way out, and I think this is audible throughout the entire building as there's a bit of a shake, and I think it's that cute moment as like that I'm gonna go back to our party members about to launch off their own way to shake this building. What do you do? Roll initiative first of all.
Okay.
They're definitely gonna be. It's
Hey.
gonna just be initiative. Yeah.
I got that 0 out of the way. Now I got a 20.
I have an 8. It's fine. It's fine.
All right.
Yeah. I'm just gonna chill here in the window, watching the whole show happening, you know. The usual.
Oh my gosh.
Shit.
Let me get them.
These are not bad guys per se, maybe, no? Yeah.
Who knows? We're about to find out.
Guess I like the darker
They're
one.
only armed with shovels, so they can't be too.
Yeah.
All right, Pyre, you're the first to go in this situation. Remember that you can hold off your turn, and go later if you want, or just hold your action. Is what you have to do.
I want to charge in that room as soon as that door goes down.
All right, the door is locked. The door does have a nice new lock in it. You just try to charge it down.
I'm not worried about that.
Oh, I know the
I'm
key
waiting
on.
for Keeling to go.
I'm
You're holding your
shattered.
action. Okay, holding your action to charge into the room. So holding your action for a movement, right?
Well,
It's a movement. Unfortunately,
this is the dumbest shit about 5th edition
know.
rules right now.
Well-
Can I just go after Keeling? Can we just move me down to a 12?
um,
Can we do that? Because it makes no sense. But, like,
the only reason I'm
like,
weirded
stop
out by
moves
it,
this
and I
shit.
know this is such bullshit. What
Oh.
if I could do that too? Like, what if I could move
I'm
my guys
fine with
around?
if
If
they
I can
go
move my
first,
guys
sure.
around, I feel like it'll get crazy aggressive. But I mean, if you want, I'm fine with you full
Do it
delaying
now.
your
You
turn.
guys
My only
don't
thing
want
is if this keeps happening over and over again, we're gonna get really messy. Because if it's like I hold my turn, but then I hold my turn again, then it's gonna be like, when's the round happening? Like, where's your turn at?
Narratively, Pyre is not doing anything until this door blows open. He
Okay.
knows when the doors. He knows more. The only person who knows more when that door is busting down.
It might be better if you skip your turn.
Right.
It
But
might
then I go last essentially, and that makes
Hold your
zero
action, then.
sense.
hold your action to
But I
move
can't-
forward or attack.
But that's dumb that I can't do both. Is what
You
I'm
can
saying.
move forward
So
first
my,
and then
my
hold your
held
action.
is to just run the fuck in there.
Yeah, you're
if
in
I
there.
could, I'd run in there and
They're gonna
grab
try
It
and
is
hit
the
you
I-
with
it is
shovels.
also-
It's not really a.
It's
I
also
know,
the
I'm just-
idea, and it's
I'm
difficult
just
to get
saying.
past. It's
I'm
the
just saying it's dumb that I go last, even though I have the surprise.
But it's only 6 seconds. It's a
I'm
very
fine
short
with that.
amount of
I'm
time.
fine with that. I'm fine. I'm just saying the rules are trash.
That's fine.
We can
I'm
go.
fine with
Let's
you.
go.
I'm fine with you.
I'm gonna
believing.
run in and get hit by a shovel. That's my plan.
All right. You
love
if,
it.
you don't have to do that, but if that's your plan, I'm fine with whatever
It-
choice you have,
it is
friend.
now.
Okay. It's Pyre holds his turn to run in. This individual is still readying his action for probably just to hold the door. Probably to make a strength contest with the door. Hold door.
No.
Yeah. It's Fung's turn.
Not him. No.
Yeah, he's holding his
Can
action to
I,
brace the door against anything.
Can I pull myself up into
Yeah!
this area?
You are in a massive pigeon coop situation that's kind of like probably was once a bedroom but has been completely turned into a pigeon roost. There is a door on the other side of the way here.
No.
By the way, I'm excited for Keeling to kill everyone in this room.
And I'm not going to be in the middle of it.
So you only 5 feet of
Alright.
movement to get there. I would say since technically you're climbing half movement, so it would probably be 10 feet to get right here.
So there's a door, no windows or anything?
No other windows other than the one you crawled into. This is just what was probably once a like a storeroom or something, and it's just covered in shit.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to move to the door. What would I have left after?
You have 20 feet of movement. You can open the door for free.
Move up, open the door.
Okay. Yeah, you swing open the door, and you see what looks to be probably the second part of a storage room. It doesn't seem like the bird shit stuff kind of like comes out in like a little bit of a white spray from under the wooden unlocked door from under it. But this room doesn't seem to have gotten quite as much. That door has probably been closed for a while. It's a bit dusty. You come in and it's mostly it looks to be a storeroom. That one that you probably it's probably just a lot of like windmill-esque stuff in here when this place was operational hundreds 100 years ago or whatever, but it's just sort of been left here to rot. You can see that some places have probably been made into places where people sleep, and the floor seems to sink down in this room.
Okay. How about that door over there?
There is a door across the way.
There's a lot of dangerous shit on the other side of that door.
Yeah, it seems to just be another plain wooden door, probably exiting out into maybe more storage or a central hallway.
Can I move up and make a perception check?
Yes, you
As my
can.
action?
Alright, if you really want to.
That's the last 5 feet of my movement, right? So. Ish.
Yep.
I say open the door.
As you go to make your way across the door, and I am so sorry about this, Josh, the floor falls in.
Here we go again.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as this weakened floor that hasn't been walked on in a long time
I'm
sinks.
proficient in these, yes.
That's why we sent you that way. We know you can handle it.
Nice. You will take 2 points of damage as you slam down into. You're able to land well enough as it falls through.
Superhero landing.
Yeah, you land down into it's probably just filled with more debris. I'm not going to detail it. It's just another small like closeted room on the bottom floor. You land. It can be heard throughout the whole building. This sort of shake.
What you're saying is I wasted all of my time.
On the door, the door is open as the debris sort of pours out, and you can see this room is filled with a bunch of squatters who all look in your direction.
No.
You still have your action.
Do we all have sight of Fong's character?
So 10. It would have been 20.
Me?
All your movement's been used. No, you just hear a giant crashing sound and the floor shakes this direction.
Oh no, I mean outside. So I have vision of
That's fine.
I can see everybody. I was just asking if we could all see everybody.
Oh, can you not see Fung?
No, I can see Fung, and that's why I thought what just happened is absolutely hilarious.
Is the door open?
The door is open, and
him?
you can see there's just a bunch of like squatters. They all sort of turn just so you see some men, some women. They look probably some older, no one too young, and they kind of like turn in your direction. They all kind of look at you and cower a little bit.
Bonus action.
Yep.
Key point. Step of the wind.
Okay.
I'm gonna dash.
Okay, you're gonna dash. There's a door. There's 2 doors on the far side of the room, and 2 windows.
Can I determine which one returns to?
You've never been here in your life. You've never been here in your life.
I'm gonna try door number 2. Where are we at?
1 or 2? Which one?
Boom.
All right, you open the door as they all shove out of the way, and it's a toilet. You immediately see like a hole in the back of the floor. There's shit everywhere. They're all like moving out of the way. They're extremely scared of you. Like just moving away from you. That was 15, 20, 30 feet. So we are literally with you at the
Move
door.
over.
That's 30
Door
feet.
number 2.
That's all your movement.
No, I got 40.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
I'm a monk. Bitch.
Yeah, you've already used your free action this turn to open 2 doors, so I cannot let you open another one, unfortunately, without using a full action.
I'm playing a shitty game show right now.
I cannot help the decisions.
Do you know what was on the other side of that door? Do you want to know, Fung? Me.
So we leave Fung down in this situation. I don't think there's anything left in your turn. You can only swing. You're technically only supposed to be able to swing open 1 door as a free action, but I gave you the second. Keeling.
Well, we know what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shatter the crap out of this door.
Okay. You will kill whoever's on the other side if they are anything less than a warrior of skill. You know your spell can kill people.
I don't really think about that. I just
That's
know I
fine.
want the door down.
I'm all about that. Where is it being placed?
God,
just right in front of the door.
Fall through, or
It'll just do damage to this door and probably the person on the other side.
Yeah,
essentially.
no, I essentially, I'm aiming right at that door. Not
Okay.
past it, just right at it.
All right, what's the save? Go ahead and spill out the damage for me.
Damage.
The monkey.
Okay.
Holy
It's
shit! You rolled
rolled
so
it.
bad on the damage.
All right.
It's a good thing.
That's perfect. I'm going to give the person on the other side a successful save because the door is hitting them, so they'll only take half. And so the door will take a significant amount of damage. Its threshold is over 10 though, so it's totally being ripped. Well, it's just a wooden door. No, it just gets ripped apart. It's still like there, but I would say like you could probably a good shove could work pretty easily. Yeah, it's just a simple door with a lock. A fancier lock. I don't think the door is new. Or is the door new? Let me see if this door is new. I need to know.
I pictured a really fancy lock on a shit door.
It would be just bad. Secure apartment. North room has been fitted with a shiny
It's like
new
those.
lock.
It's like those junkers, and they put the giant wing on the back.
It's a newer door because it definitely has like a check to be made that's pretty hefty to open it. It's definitely a newer door. It damages the door. But and the blast would definitely affect a person directly up against it. It would throw them back. You can hear that on the other side. The door looks quite weakened. You can see like bits of it like are definitely frayed out, and you probably can even see like a small sliver through it. Like the damage was enough to really hurt the door. That's your reaction if you wanna rush the door.
I rushed the door.
Okay, I'll give
I
you an
rushed the
athletics
door.
check.
I rushed the door.
I'll give you an athletics check to bust this.
Oh man.
I'll make it a -5 to the normal DC. Boom! You blast open the door. And we see
God.
you on the other side,
I
Fire.
see the boom goes off, and I look at Keeling, and I'm like, huh? And I just go.
Boom! Yeah, you smash
I
open
was-
the door. As you were it's just a full charge.
Oh yeah!
And the door like falls back, and you can immediately hear the one who's standing up. This one gets immediately launched to the more fair, dark-skinned one. Launched to the floor, just lands on the ground. And you can just see it just like covering, and like you can see like the arm is definitely broken from the blast. They look heavily wounded, but still alive. And you immediately see this guy who's like standing on top of a bed with a shovel. Holy fuck! He's just like jump in. Like it's like they've never you just blasted open their door. This huge dude made of fire. He's completely intimidated. It is Keeling. I don't think you've used any of your movement. You still have that left over.
I'm gonna just start walking in. Just kind of.
You want to be like right here? You can get in. You can move
want-
past Pyre if you want, or just be behind him.
Oh, I'm gonna be behind him.
Okay, cool. Solma, it's your turn.
As that happens, I will go in and sit on the window and say, "You're all surrounded.
Oh shit! Fuck!
If you cooperate, you will not
He's
get
got-
hurt more. We just want some questions answered.
What?
Please cooperate."
Yeah, you guys can make an intimidation. You can start the intimidation check. I'll give you advantage with Pyres if that's your action for the turn.
Yes, intimidation, which is somewhere here. I -1, of course. Wow.
The one,
Hey.
this one's on the
Hey.
ground, just like grasping their arm, and this one who's staying in the bed who didn't get damaged, but everything's all over the place, just immediately throws down. Just, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Please, listen. If you're the god, it's fine. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Okay?
Okay.
He's like, I'll give up my love of crime. And he's just immediately just doesn't want to die. Like that whole show is because also fucking Fung falling through the floor. He thinks you're shaking this whole damn first the pigeons blast their way out, then the fucking the floor falls through, then this thing explodes. They think you guys have done. You're destroying this building. Like the SWAT has come in, and it's immediately like, I'll give up. And that's what he's gonna do on his turn. He's gonna completely surrender in a prone state, hand behind his back, like whatever, just like hands above his head. Please, I don't want to die. They'll take me to jail. I don't care. Pyre, it's your turn.
I'll stay in the doorway.
The combat's over.
And I look at it and I say,
For
All right, everybody. I pull out my fancy key, and I say, "What can you all tell me about this?"
And that's where we end tonight.
Hey, this was beautiful.
that is where we are. Oh man.
The plan worked.
Wow.
The plan seemed to work. The fight is over.
Maybe?
I'm so sorry, but I'm so sorry, Fung, for all the shit. Josh, I feel like I get you every time, man. We'll talk about it after. I have to tell you.
Next time, I'll tie a rope to myself. I'll tie one to you, so when I
my
float, you'll
goodness.
float with me.
Oh my goodness. Y'all did great. Overall, I loved literally everything that happens. You know what? I'm not sorry about what happened to you, Fung. It was amazing, and I loved every moment of it. It was Dungeons and Dragons. Guys, this was fantastic. Thank you for making another excellent episode of Dragon Heist with us. This is part 15, by the way. I counted them out. This is session 15 that we are in right now. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy how long we've been playing. Well, I'm going to close out the stream, my friends. That way we can chat and talk, because I don't have anywhere to go after this, so we can talk a little bit. Very fun. Friends who were joining us in chat today, super appreciate you hanging out. We grabbed 2 followers. We got Oh Look Squirrel from Mixer, and we got Gamer Girl 592206 as well, following us from Mixer. Thanks for joining us, guys. Super appreciate it. Super hope you enjoyed the show. But if you were talking in chat, note above our disclaimer, we do not super interact with chat. I don't at all. Players are allowed to, but I don't. It's up to them completely. So if not, it's all good. If you were lurking in the background too, just hanging out with us, super appreciate you being with us this evening. We appreciate your company. The next time you're going to see me stream will unfortunately not be all the way until Monday. I'll make a tweet about it, because not everybody's going to catch this who watches. But I will be gone all weekend, so you will not see me until Monday for Tomb of Annihilation, and we will be back for Dungeons and Dragons. So no gaming this weekend, unfortunately. I'm kind of bummed about it, but it's all good. It's all good. We will get back to it ASAP the next weekend. Very fun. I'd like to thank my amazing cast for just being fucking awesome. Absolutely spectacular, bringing the game to life every time. Super appreciate it, guys. If you're watching this later in a VOD, you guys are from the future, we're from the past, but we all have this connection, all of us together. Very cool. Wherever you are in the world, friends, it doesn't matter where, morning, noon, or night, make it an amazing day. We just did. Thanks for joining us, guys. Bye!